Hello, hello. Not gonna lie, I got no plans today, bro. I don't know what we're doing. That's why I'm live so late. No scrims happening. No Charlotte Major till Friday. Maybe we actually play some Halo for a little bit. How you doing, Soul Reaper? First in the chat, brother. Welcome. Smack. Welcome, brother. J Bohoa. Barbosa. What's good? How we doing, guys? Somebody give me something to do. I don't know. War Turtle, what's up? Hardy in the chat. How you doing, Hardy? Welcome, guys. Ian, Ryan, hello, Jamie. I guess we're on the sticks. I don't know what else to do today. "20 kills, all perfects. Restart if you miss." Oh my word. There you go. Restart. It's not even really about that. I just want a certain opening strat, but whatever. My highest MMR, 1969. Developments from the 100 JJX comments yesterday. Very ominous. I mean, what could we develop? I don't know. You know, it's like, I'm not really gonna ask any questions about that. I have not played this game in so long. I ruined Optics Chem? What do you mean, I ruined Optics Chem? I didn't make the comment. Should play a Throwback Thursday video from Halo Esports channel? Maybe. From like Halo 3 or something? There's a LAN? No, it's called the Halo Charlotte waiting room. We're waiting. I didn't say how long we were waiting for. I just said that we're waiting. What'd you miss? Not much. Today's pretty chill. Not really sure what we can do. That's why I'm on the video game for the first time in a while. Oh.
Double kill. Celebratory parades have been scheduled.
Some epic Halo Infinite music. What? I don't know where those shots went. When's Halo Worlds? Worlds is at the end of October. I got my ticket, by the way. Or not my ticket, like my plane ticket, and my hotel is booked for Seattle. And let me tell you, it was expensive as hell, bro. Very expensive. The $2,000 donation goal that I set, that only covers the travel. That's it. The travel cost me like just over 2,000 US. Like the hotel plus the plane flight cost me just over 2,000 US, which is insane. And maybe I waited too long, but I was not expecting it to, you know, do me like that. You got a plane ticket and hotel for $400? Bro, to go to the Sheridan, I went to the Sheridan Hotel, which is the one where everybody goes. I just want to, you know, get a proper Worlds experience. That was like 1,500 US for 4 nights. Is that disgusting? That's crazy, right? My flight there and back cost me 700 Canadian, just over 700 Canadian. So, yeah, when you do the math, it's like just over 2,000. $1,500 for 4 nights at a hotel at the Sheridan. One bed, one king bed. That's it. The most basic option possible. And the Airbnbs that I looked into with my girlfriend weren't really that cheap either. Like, I'm not saving anything crazy. I just kind of wanted the normal, the same experience that everybody else at the event, or, you know, the casters, the players, and whatnot at the event are going to have. Everybody goes to the Sheridan usually. I was at Hotel Theodore last time. And Hotel Theodore is completely booked up, but that wouldn't have been much cheaper. It was like 1,300 US. Something like that. Last year I spent about 1,300 something US on Hotel Theodore. All your travel expenses so far was 2,400. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's even more. So yeah, it's crazy amount of money. So yeah, that $2,000 goal, like, I'm not even like, you know, that's like, that was conservative. You keep in mind, like, how much food costs over there. I will be spending significantly more than that just to, like, have a weekend there. Food, keep it in mind. Uber fees. You reach 1,700. Let's go, Mamba. Do vlog-like recording. I'm not sure. I might have to, honestly. You know, I tried reaching out to the Gamers Outreach guy again because it's October now, and I haven't heard anything since he said it's happening. Like, you know, I got, like, basically a confirmation, and, you know, the guy said, like, my word is my bond. Like, he was, like, you know, pretty adamant about it happening. I hope it happens, but I haven't heard back since I, like, checked in. I checked in today. I'm hoping for the best, but if I'm not streaming for charity, then I don't know what we're gonna do, like, content-wise. I'm not much of a vlogger, but we'll see, man. Talk about it more if I have, you know, when I have news to share. Brian just found for 800 at the Sheridan for 4 nights. Did you see that? The goal? I didn't hit the goal, no. We're at 1,059. Wait, Ryan, where's the... Does he have a link or something for 800 for 4 nights at the Sheridan? Sheridan Grand. The Sheridan Grand. That one specifically, beside the Seattle Convention Center. Try to get on the watch party? What, like with APG and Maniac? Yeah. I can come by, but that's... You know, I come by as a guest. I hang out for a little bit, but that's not, you know, that's not anywhere near the same as either streaming for charity or just streaming on our own platform, you know? So... But I'll do that. I'll do whatever I can to, like, you know, participate in anything that's going on, whatever people welcome me onto. But
Perfect. Double kill.
let me get that other bunk, bro. I bought it already. You know, we're kind of like there now. It is what it is. I don't want to worry about, like, trying to finesse things. Like, I was thinking maybe I get 3 nights. And then I just keep the luggage with them at the hotel, because, like, my flight out is super early on Monday. It's like 8 a.m. on Monday, which is a pain, but I couldn't find anything else that was a one-stop flight. If I buy anything else, I'm spending the whole day in planes. Flyboy with the Way, the Warrior. Welcome back, brother. Thank you so much. How you been, man? I feel like it's been a while. I'm giving up a huge streaming weekend. Ian, I'm giving up what could be the best weekend of the entire year. That's what's, you know, really frightening for me, is, like, I'm just trying to hold out faith that, like, what I've been hoping will happen. It's like, I don't mind if I don't get paid. If we stream and I don't make any money, but we make money for a charity, that's still cool. And then it's fulfilling. I'm still fulfilled in that regard. But if I'm there and I'm spending, like, 3,000 US to be there, and I can't stream or do, like, anything when I could be at home having an incredible, like, monumental weekend with you guys, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I've gone ahead and I've locked it in, but I'm just gonna try to, like, hold out faith that now that I've paid, even if the worst case scenario I have nothing to do, that I'm going to be happy, I went. The networking experience was worthwhile. The interactions with people was worthwhile. I don't know. You know, like I come out of it feeling positive about my opportunities in the next year. Or maybe I'm just expecting too much. Like we've had a great year, but, you know, it's an investment for what comes next. Yeah. We're going to bring our A game this weekend, and seeing as it might be, you know, hopefully isn't the last watch party that we do, but jeez, bro. Shooting and talking, not my skill set.
Please remain calm.
Investee's nuts. Samantha, welcome. How appropriate. How you doing?
S7. Sniper.
Get drunk in crowd with me? No. Come on, bro. Well, so the thing is, like, I think it is. Like, I trust the guy. The thing is like, I don't know if he's gonna just get told by somebody else that they can't have me, you know? Like, sorry, we don't want you to work with Shyway for the... you know what, I'm being anxious and I'm creating narratives in my mind, so it's not worthwhile to do, but I'm just so used to being shut down for opportunities in the past 3 years, you know, that I'm kind of like, it's like a trauma at this point. Even for a charity, I'm thinking, you know, even with all the work that we've done in the past year, I'm still kind of just, you know, I'm not going to believe it till I see it. So it's like, well, he might be excited about it, and I'm grateful. I trust the guy. I don't trust whether or not Halo Studios will sign off and be okay with me streaming for charity. That's my concern. I mean, if it doesn't happen, what do we do? I just have to kind of accept. I don't know. I shouldn't even be thinking about it. I should be like in the headspace of it's just going to work out. No matter what happens, it's just going to work out, right? Hey, Toaststones, what's up, man? Dread Seeker, welcome. No, it's not about people being wishy-washy. It's about the past 3 years being shut down from any possible opportunity that I've been given. Unfortunately, you know? That's why we've been on our own for so long. Brian, I'm good. Chilling. It's tough to talk to you guys when I don't know, maybe we should just talk about things and maybe I shouldn't game. I don't know. I never know what to do when I'm just gaming. Does it hurt to reach out before you go? To reach out to who? I just did the reach out. Tried the Wolverine tournament. I have it. Still on this Battle Beaver. Thank you, T-Fry. Manifest it'll happen. They're just bots. We can maybe run customs, but if I start playing people, I have to focus, and then, you know what I mean? Then you lose me. With bots, I don't really care, like... Should do a mock bracket and look at the game types for each round based off what we know, strengths and weaknesses. Can I be lazy? Is that not good enough? I'm not allowed to be lazy. Do we gotta make a bracket? You guys want to provide me with all the necessary links to do that? Yeah, you know, I want to go live and be like, guys, I'm so excited. We're going to do the most incredible charity stream the Halo community's ever seen. You know? That's the vibe I want to manifest. Been working towards this for a long time. What a great way to end the Halo Infinite career. You know, the roller coaster that it's been. How are we going to cope when Optic... Bro, if I have scrims to watch, you know, I'd be on it, but... Just got shit on by a bot. Like parkour custom and chill and talk to us. Parkour custom and chill. I haven't played a parkour map in a long time. My game crashed. Love that. Maybe that's a sign. First year with Halo. How come I lost my spot as a commentator? If you don't mind me asking, it's like a long, difficult subject to address. Unfortunately, I wish I could. Silk Song time. Is this Silk Song? No. I thought you were saying this is Silk Song music. It's hard to know how to talk about it in a way that's like considerate without bringing back, you know, all the, you know what I mean? Just try to move forward, man. Heinz the Godfather? What, over whether or not I charity stream? Thank you, Morbid. You consider giving up on life, but then I discovered your stream and things completely turned around for me. I'm the CEO of a large financial company and have 3 children now. Is that for real, JT? I mean, that's incredible. That's an incredible story, if that's true. And I'm thankful. I just can't tell if you're... That almost sounds too good to be true, man. Just being honest. How many days till tourney? Tourney's on Friday morning. I have spoken about it openly many times, and I think it's one of those things where it's like I'm not uncomfortable addressing it if very specific questions were asked, or if I needed to for any reason. But I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, I realize that just talking about things without a good reason is just never positively impacted our live streams, you know? 2 more sleeps, yeah. Wisdom says to get a hard confirmation versus trusting things will work. I went and I asked. I today. I literally messaged today. So I'm waiting. I literally, here, this is what I said, if you want to know. I think this is pretty freaking reasonable. Said, hey, hope everything's well. I know you're busy, but now that we're entering October, I'm looking forward to talking to my community about Gamers Outreach. Just wondering how things are going on your end. That was it. But, like, the message that I got before that was saying, like, you know, don't worry about people flaking. I'm not worried about that. I don't really know what I said, but anyway. I mentioned I got you. My word is my bond. I shouldn't even be saying this, but I'm just, like, he was, you know, really appreciate him saying what he said to be so assuring. You know, not that I even required it. He really said something to be assuring that we're gonna get this stream going. But he also said that they didn't start inviting creators until early September. I haven't had a conversation with him since the end of August, right? So it's like, now that it's October, I'm starting to think, what's going on? Are they just delayed on inviting creators, or? That means a lot, Brian. Thank you, man. If not for your stream, I'd be homeless. JT, I'm thinking you're trolling me. I'm gonna be honest. You know, it's like, I want to help you guys out, but JT, I think you're trolling me. He's saying, look, he considered giving up a life, and then he said he completely turned his life around thanks to my stream, and now he's the CEO of a large financial company with 3 children. Between 2022 and 2025, he immediately had 3 kids, and he would be homeless otherwise. It's like, as much as I want to hear a success story from my chat, this man is trolling me. Yeah, 3 years later, 3 kids and a large financial... Yeah. It's true. Oh, well, you know what? I'm happy for you if it's true. I mean, you know, either way. Yeah. I worry about that too, Jimmy. And then it's like, I guess the biggest thing is, how do I react, right? What's the most mature, responsible way to react? Because, like, let's paint a scenario where all of these conversations have happened, but Halo steps in and they say, nope, Shyway's not allowed to do a charity stream. We don't want to associate with them. Do I just take it on the chin? It's been 3 years. You know? I feel like we worked really hard. I feel like we do, you know, we do a lot of good work. I feel like I'm a positive force in the community. Do I at some point deserve an opportunity for some due diligence, like somebody looks into my circumstances and tries to figure out whether or not I'm a reasonable person that deserves redemption. Is a road to redemption possible in the Halo community? Is that, you know, anyway. So I just kind of keep taking it, you know, and we just do our thing and just strive the best we can until it's impossible. Yeah, I mean, we've learned a lot, War Turtle, for sure, but also there was never a conversation about what happened. Not that there ever needs to be, because I want to just go forward, you know, like no animosity, no hard feelings towards anybody. I understand why certain decisions were made, but there's never been a moment of due diligence. There's never been like, you know, what happened? What's Shyway's side of the story? Like, nobody's ever had a conversation. It was just snap decisions, you know? That said, I'm responsible for my circumstances, and we learned so much. And today I'm grateful, you know, that I am the person that I am because of what happened. I think everything in life makes you better, right? Is there to make you better in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, so it's like, with knowing that, when more hardship arises, shouldn't the mentality be like, it's happening for a reason? This is the best. It's going to work out for the best, right? Even when it doesn't seem to make sense in the present. Anyway, not that, like, none of this might not even be relevant. I might just be like, you know, I'm just like ruminating about what could be nothing, basically. What's up, Chewy? Thank you, Brian. Like, I've gotten to a point as well where I'm like, I'm not afraid to stand up for myself and to navigate difficult conversations if needed. But the issue is I can never control community response to things, and whether or not you guys, in attempt to advocate for me, will advocate in the way that I hope you do. You know what I mean? Like, let's say I want to do something in the community, and you guys, in effort to advocate for me, are insensitive, or, you know, or somebody, one of my supposed fans, like, harasses someone at Halo, or, you know what I mean? Like, last thing I want to do is incite any sort of conflict. So it's like I'm in a position where I have to be responsible. I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We riot. Yeah, it's just, it's like you're not a proper. If you think you're supporting me and doing it that way, you're not supporting me. You're doing the opposite. But I'd have to create an environment where you guys are advocating for me and being considerate, you know? Anyway. Internet doesn't really work like that. It's very black and white. Doing okay, Jordan. How you doing? Elusive, welcome. Where we are in the best timeline, it's not worth overthinking things you can't control. I agree with that. Yeah, it's... I think, yeah. Try not to focus too much on the things that I want, and just and just have faith and live in the energy of having already gotten what I've wanted, you know, instead of... But at the same time, you want to have like a sense of direction. I want to have certain goals that I want to accomplish for the year. So it's like a kind of a push and pull. Like, the idea of doing something meaningful like that at the end of the year with a watch party sounds like the perfect way to close my time with Halo. Yeah. I appreciate that, Royalty. I agree. Thank you, man. I've seen so many examples of people in my circumstances who, you know, and I didn't know how to react. That was the biggest issue, is when things initially happened, I didn't know how to react either, and it just made it worse, right? So people in my circumstances who tried to, you know, fix where they're at and do so by, like, fighting back in some way. Like, I know Hacks comes to mind as an example, and what happened with him. You know, and it's like, can I be the example of how to make it work? APG, let's go, brother. Brad, thank you so much. By the way, do you mind if we make... So I'm thinking about posting a video of us watching Optic versus Shopify. If you're still watching, I don't know if you're lurking. And I was thinking of taking your camera and cutting it out and pasting it in the video so we're both on screen. Are you okay with that? Team Busy, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. Thank you, Say. Yeah, so can I be an example of somebody who's, you know, sort of overcome things in the correct way and yeah. Was redeemed, you know? Is redemption possible? Should I even be worried about it? Are my current circumstances redemption? You could say that too. The fact that we're sitting here and you guys are, you know, so supportive is that in itself. Appreciate it, Busy. I don't think he's in the chat. That's okay. I appreciate it anyway, APG. Welcome, guys. I don't know what the heck we're doing. Brad was just playing the game too, right? Do we want to, like, talk about the tournament and watch old videos? It might be more entertaining instead of me just, like, sitting and playing the game. Let's turn this into something exciting. Sitting here and talking is kind of like warming me up, if that makes sense. Let's get hype. Oh my god. Bro, look, okay, I'm trying to also chill because I want the best possible, like, voice that I can have for the whole, you know what I mean? Like, is it the lymph nodes? This area of my throat is swollen. It's been perpetually just, like, sore. I feel fine, like, I can speak, but if I touch this, it's, like, tender, you know? So I'm thinking, do we rest a little bit? Hold on. I'm just looking for random things that we could talk about. We got Twitch drops. We won't have these on our stream, probably. But we have these for anybody else who watches the HCS broadcast. We got Twitch drops. Yes, it's like, you know, I want to save the big guns for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Recently introduced 3 old friends back to Halo and told them the tournament this weekend, they said, is Shyway stream the best place to watch? Legit, I'm not gassing you. Wait, they said, oh, they asked if I was. And then you said, no, absolutely not. Shyway's like C tier, right, Artie? Something like that. Gotta let him know, right? We can't just lie to the guy. Rest tomorrow? I will be resting tomorrow. Did we talk about pools? I didn't. Can you guys do me a favor? And unless there's like a pool... Oh, I mean, this is kind of a pools graphic, right? Is there one that's like a legitimate pools graphic? That's not just like a schedule? I was the worst. Okay. I was trying to gas myself up a little bit, but I guess, you know, you got to be realistic. Current pros like Formal APG and others. Yeah, I think what we did in the last few days, and, you know, big credit to APG for being open to joining us, right? But having Hunter come by as well, like, it's all steps in the right direction. Looking at my chat and seeing, you know, pros in the chat, coaches in the chat, people like Eli Bestman. We had Yaxon follow us yesterday. Not that it's like a huge deal. I'm just saying it. You know, I'd like to be a space for the competitive community. So seeing all those conversations happening while we were having that 3-way conversation with Hunter and APG just felt like we were moving in the right direction. We'll come in and spam fruit. Yeah. Places where the streamer had nothing to do with the whole situation. Like, even that is not correct, right, Hardy? It's like that hashtagging free Shyway is it doesn't help me. It's so difficult to navigate these things, you know? Because I don't want to, like, I don't know. And with Eli X during the weekend. Curtis, hold on, brother. There it is. Much love. $10 dono. We appreciate you out here, bro. Curtis, thank you so much, man. Sorry for the lack of, like, you know, high quality Halo content on screen today. We're kind of just chilling and chatting. I don't know, War Turtle. It's bugged. It's like the system is bugged, is what I've come to learn, because nobody's donating cents like that. You know, it doesn't make any sense. It just keeps doing that every time we come back. Curtis, thank you so much, man. What are we waiting? We're waiting for the Charlotte Halo Major. This is a look at the schedule for Friday. Pool play. Friday's pool play, right? We get through all of these matches and some of the open bracket. LBT will likely be covering the open bracket plus interviews. which is a cool little watch party / podcast vibe, whatever they typically do. By the end of Friday, we'll have a pretty good understanding of... I don't think the open bracket wraps up on Friday, does it? Right? Because I think the open bracket continue... Or maybe it does. Maybe it does. I think it ends on Friday. And then everybody gets a turn that makes it through the open bracket, gets a turn playing all the teams in their respective pools. It takes us till like 3 p.m. on Saturday to actually get into the champ bracket. So Saturday's going to be a long day. If you donate other currencies, it provides fractions of a US dollar. Maybe that's part of it. Where do I think SSG plays at Charlotte? Personally, I'd be shell-shocked if they made... You'd be shell-shocked if SSG made it out of pools? Impulse, are you going strictly off online statistics? It feels like you're going strictly off online statistics as if that's somehow, you know, the fact. Like as if online is everything, brother. What has history told us? They placed top 4 at SLC. You know, they placed top 4 at LVT LAN, even though I know that there was only 6 teams and they had some difficulties. They still had to, you know, beat, what was it, Envy? They lost Envy, they beat Complexity, and then lost to FaZe for the top 4. Their LAN performance, they generally lock it in. I think that they're the shakiest top 4 team, and I think Envy's got the best shot they've ever had to beat them, especially in pool play. This is one of the most important and exciting matchups of Friday is Envy SSG. It'll set the tone for the entire tournament for SSG. If SSG goes ahead and wins that, it's business as usual. My expectation is they break into top 4 again, SSG. If Envy wins it on Friday, they set the tone, and SSG's chances of top 4, you know, might not be the same. Keep in mind that they would still probably get second place in their pool, and they would still end up in the winner bracket, but it would change their matchups a little bit, and, you know, put them at threat of like a top 8 or a top 6 or something. Do I stream my gameplay? I was just playing for a second. I do. I can. It's what I used to do in the past. We used to grind a lot, but I realize we have more viewers and chat is more engaged when I don't play the game. When I just talk with you guys, you know? So it's like maybe after Charlotte or I don't know. Whenever I play the game, I'm not like focused. I feel like I'm trying to interact with you guys. SSG are better LAN, but also agree they're the most vulnerable they've ever been. Yeah. But to think that they're not going to get out of pool play is insane. How do you think they'll do? I can't see them getting top 4 again with how ass they've been playing online. Don't worry about their online stats. You know, it is concerning for top 4, but like they're going to get out of pools. They're still going to be in the winner side of their pool. What is their full pool, right? They have to play Unreal Nightmare. Unreal Nightmare is not actually a bad matchup, but I'm still going to give the heavy favor to SSG for that. It would be cool to see Unreal Nightmare rise to the occasion and play nice, you know, out of pool play. You've got Syrian on that team now. You got Envoy on that team. They're starting in pool play instead of having to be in the open bracket. So kind of a first-time achievement, I think, for Syrian, which is pretty cool. Yeah, getting out of pools is a stretch. Yeah, you're definitely a hot take. I think if SSG plays second in their pool, they could potentially put a heart. Yeah, I just don't. What does the bracket look like if they play second in their pool? How do we do like a bracket prediction? How does that work? Optic is the easiest pool for the record. They got Omit to play against and Majin Club, which is the second place European team. If Optic drop any series in pool play, it is majorly concerning. If they drop any games in pool play, it might be surprising. I can see Omit taking a game like a Slayer or something, but I'm pretty confident Optic will 3-0 their way through their entire pool. That said, the teams that come out of open bracket could be scarier than the teams that are in the pool already. So like Mind Freak, Akave, I think they could give Optic more trouble than the teams that are already in the pool, interestingly. Does Gunny have a team? He does. He's playing, he's on a team called Legion with the Twins and with Little Gators, and they're actually not bad. I think they've got a shot to make it into pools. Kind of a similar chance to make it into pools that Gunny's had throughout the year. He got really close with BTH back at SLC. This is his last opportunity, I think. If he doesn't make it into pools in this, I'm not sure if he's got any chance of getting into Worlds whatsoever. If he makes it into pools, I think he might still have to do some sort of a last chance qualifier or something, but I don't think FaZe getting second is a hot take by Hunter. People forget a lesser version of FaZe has already made grand finals this year. A lesser version of FaZe. Yeah, in that DreamHack tournament where everything was out of whack, for sure.
This is the way. This is the way.
Brandon Brooks, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate it. It's not impossible. It's definitely not impossible, but it's just not likely. LVT is live. LVT is live. What are they doing? LVT Pro League LAN rerun. Wait. So they're just playing the Pro League LAN again? You're trying to rewatch the Pro League LAN in prep for the tournament, or? I mean, whatever. LVT could do whatever they want. They get a pass, you know. They do enough good for Halo that they could rerun every day. You know. Finesse in the bag? Nah, I mean, whatever. They get a pass in my mind. Yeah, I don't know. The event starts on Friday at, I assume, like 12 Eastern, around that time, but I don't know. We'd have to... Does anybody... Oh, you know what? 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Oh my god. Seriously? Wait, pool play starts at 10:30 in the morning? No. Charlotte pre-show. Okay. 11:40 a.m. Eastern. Okay, what was I looking at there? Is this Saturday? No. Day 2. Oh, this is day 2. I see. So they've got it set up with the teams that make it out of open bracket. Okay. So Saturday starts early. Saturday starts at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. If you're on Pacific time, you're getting up early if you want to watch it all. Dennis, what's up, man? I'm doing good. I hope you're doing well, too. Ryan, how you doing? Ready for your favorite Halo caster? Let's get it. I'm not really casting anything. New phase definitely better than old phase. Yeah. No, they have an opportunity to get second place, but it's just hard to imagine. Hunter brought up that Trouble in Paradise perspective, which I wasn't expecting, and I wouldn't... Like, I got a vibe that maybe that was a possibility, but I never imagined that, like, he would say what he said about, you know... I don't even want to get into it, whether or not somebody's saying something behind somebody else's back or those types of things that split teams up, you know? And I hope for the best for Optic. I think, obviously, they started the year on top, got comfortable with winning, and now SR have kind of clapped back, and they've set the standard for practice and work ethic as well. So everybody's kind of looking to SR to continue their run for the rest of the year, but I wouldn't put it past Optic to bounce back and, you know, prove to us that they've always been the champions. I wouldn't say they're cooked. I definitely wouldn't say that, but... You know, I think true champs are going to rise to the occasion and bounce back. So we'll find out. You know, we'll find out with Charlotte. There's also the possibility of, or the perspective that the team that wins the event before Worlds generally wins Worlds as well. There's a momentum component to it. The space between Charlotte and Worlds is just a few weeks. I don't know, Switch. But so just a spicy potential intel, basically, is what we heard from Hunter. Old FaZe got gifted a bracket because Optic choked pools. They clutched up in Game 5 versus SR, in fairness, but they weren't the second best team in that tournament, as was shown by the 8-1 map count in Grand Finals. Yeah, the way that they went out in Grands and how Optic just kind of put them down, we knew it was probably going to be a bit of a mismatch. For FaZe, SR didn't show up. That one FaZe team was excellent at Slayer, and I think that was where they really pulled away. Royal 2, SR have talked about how they needed to clean up their Slayers. It was one of the areas where they struggled the most, and now that they had kind of dialed that in back in SLC and LVT, they're looking like a different beast. So, yeah, Optic got upset early on DreamHack. A lot of teams got upset early, which made the bracket a little bit different than usual. That's a good take, Hardy. You know, so that previous FaZe's bracket route was a little easier, you know? A little bit easier than it might have needed to be. Or might have normally been. Pring phase make Worlds final so Lucid and Trippy can get second place one last time and truly understand that they're I feel like you've said that before, Refroze. Unless that's like a copy pasta. I swear I've seen that same comment a few times. Old Phase did have better placements, but I still think New Phase better. I agree. And the chemistry's better on New Phase too. Lose every game, we still have host. Just rage baiting, definitely. Huge fan of Optic, but I think SR is going to win at least win the last 2 events. We'll see. Frankie, what's up, brother? Full of good takes. Full balance. Yeah, good balanced takes only on the Shyway broadcast, I guess. TSM complexity. Shopify TSM. Shopify's pool. Is it tricky? Shopify's got TSM and complexity to play against. I think they'll be fine. TSM kind of jumped into the conversation recently with the way that they played last weekend at the LVT matchup, or the LVT, or sorry, not LVT. I mean, they hosted, they broadcasted it, but the Jersey Mike's TSM tournament that took place last Sunday, TSM surprised us. Not to the point where I expect them to beat Shopify in pool play. Same with complexity. I could see TSM coming out second in the pool, complexity in third. Unless Ryan Noob and team finesse, they always have that opportunity. They've definitely beaten TSM before. I don't know about LAN, but online, I'm pretty sure. The issue with complexity is no matter how good they've looked online, at least leading up to SLC, they've never placed beyond top 12. No variation of their team has given them a placement beyond top 12 this entire year. I think there's a chance Omit make a run on LAN with a Sparty Bastard class. There's always a chance, and I want to believe in the possibility. But Omit haven't been looking good, man. Everybody sort of had a turn beating them at this point. Mind Freak beat him pretty badly recently. Akave, I think, had beaten them too, right? So Unreal Nightmare was a team that didn't defeat Omit last time they played scrims, I believe. But, you know, the scrim stats don't look great, and their LAN performance didn't really follow it either. They've had more time to play together, so they could be more comfortable on LAN this time than previously, I guess. Their roster is slightly different, though, this time, with Skeptify on the team now, too. So, I don't know. Omit's a wild card for LAN. I think they'll still come out in second in their pool, though. Keep in mind that because their pool actually isn't too bad, I could see them beating Majin Club and getting second in their pool, assuming the open bracket team that makes it doesn't surprise them, right? If Mind Freak out of open bracket makes it into a Mit's pool, how do we figure that out? Is there a way to figure that out? Yeah, if Mind Freak gets into a Mit's pool, I could see Mind Freak stealing second place in the pool. Or if Akave does, I could see Akave stealing second place in the pool. If that doesn't happen, and it's some other team that, you know, is a little bit lower caliber or something like that, but still makes it into pool play, and Omit gets out in second place in their pool, then they'll get an extra cushion to work with starting in the winter bracket, and maybe they could go further, but I don't know. Woodham's on Luminon. So they're called Luminon Gaming now. This is the logo right here. Ex-Nem. Shout out to Luminon for picking up the boys. You know, rough that there aren't really any sponsor opportunities in Europe. I don't think. What is Majin Club? Is that like a sponsor, right? I feel like maybe they just came up with the name. Woodham and team didn't get an opportunity to boot camp in advance of this tournament. I think they will be doing it for Worlds, but that could limit Luminon's potential on LAN because they didn't have the time to adjust and practice and whatnot. I'm not sure how far in advance they've flown out to the venue as well, because they still have to adjust to the time zone change also, you know? So Luminon, well, I have high expectations for their ceiling, and they've proven that regardless of whether or not they're in a boot camp, they can still place top 6 at every event all year. You know, everybody's kind of gotten to the point where they're super dialed in with their practice. Luminon with no boot camp, and also with the fallout of Nemesis, you start to wonder, what are the vibes like on that team? Will they achieve top 6 again? Will they look even better this time? It's hard to imagine them looking even better this tournament than previous ones. What time of game's happening? Majin Buu would be a great org name. Yeah, 12 Eastern, right here. Pool play, 12 p.m. ET is when the first match begins on the A stream. Or A and B stream at the same time, right? Pre-show starts at 11:40 a.m. So I'll probably be live at around 11 a.m. in advance of the pre-show. And then that's the real waiting room. You know, we sit here for 40 minutes getting excited about the event. Yeah. Hoping Luminon upset Optic and SR early in the tournament. They have that potential. Upset Optic or SR early in the tournament. It happened on Friday with Optic, but it's hard to imagine it happening again. I don't know. FaZe beat them in the past when FaZe has played them too, right? We'll see. It would be an upset if Omit beat the second place European team. Is that what you're saying, Impulse? Because I kind of don't agree. I think that Omit can beat the second place European team. What's that roster? I think that roster has talented players, like newer players. Is Vahimatsu on that roster? What is that roster, Magic Club? When I see the roster, I might change my mind. Keep in mind that Z10, like some of those players have retired now, but that Z10 team, the last like event that they played, or last two events that they played, were rough. Were really rough. They struggled to take any games off anybody. Oh yeah, let's read this. Tickets came out and they got sold out already, by the way. If you guys weren't keeping tabs on the extra tickets that Tashi and HCS brought out, that happened at 2 p.m. Eastern today, and they sold out in less than a minute or something crazy. So they opened up more tickets, and this was the final opportunity to get your Worlds ticket. If you want a Worlds ticket, you didn't get one, I think the only thing that you could do now is buy it off somebody else. People sleeping on Sirion's team, they can cause some serious damage. They could. They did lose to Omit last time they played them in scrims, I'm pretty sure. Let's go bring up Halo Data Hive as well. I will be going to Worlds. I bought my flight and my hotel, and it ran me about $2,000 USD. It's expensive as hell, bro. We have a donation goal on the bottom of the screen if you guys want to help me out. Just letting you know. But I am going. Just over halfway on that. Is there any recent scrims for Unreal Nightmare? Mind Freak 12-5 to Omit recently. FaZe just in advance. Like, well, Hunter had that take about FaZe potentially getting second place and, say, beating Optic and Optic being third. FaZe's scrim stats aren't exactly reflecting, you know, that upset happening, right? Like FaZe's recent scrims with 3 out of 4 players in HQ, they've lost them both. They got 10-6 by Envy, and they also got 7-6 to Complexity. Complexity beat them as well, 7-6. They played a few games, or this was a series where they lost to TSM. FaZe, in 3 separate matchups between Sunday to now, they've lost everything in a row here. And it's online, you know, so it's not the end of the world. I expect them to rise to the occasion on LAN. But, like, breaking top 2 with these recent scrims stats, you know? FaZe best OG in scrims once or twice. Last time Optic and FaZe scrimmed, Optic won that as well. It was 9-5. I didn't get to watch it. It was last Friday, I think. This clutters the feed, is like all these individual matchups. It's fine that it makes sense that they're here. But these are tournament matches in the Jersey Mike's tournament. Unreal Nightmare beat Complexity 2-0. Unreal Nightmare in tournament beat Complexity 2-0 at the Jersey Mike's thing. They 8-7 Judgment Day in scrims, which beat Optic randomly. They beat Akave 7-4. That's interesting. Okay, that's more that makes me more optimistic about their chances. Akave and, you know, teams around that level can have some high potential wins. Like they took a series off SSG recently. They beat, or didn't beat, but they took several games off of FaZe in scrims until FaZe continued to scrim them, and then the gap became very noticeable. But Gunny's team is looking like they'll make it out the open bracket. What makes you think that? Did Mind Freak 12-0 SSG? No, they didn't. Did they? They 12-5'd SSG. Towards the end of the scrim, SSG started winning. And then at the very end, they had a Slayer game for all the marbles, according to Eco. He's like, one more. SSG won like 3 or 4 in the row at the very end of the scrim for a 12-5. SSG won the Slayer for all the marbles or whatever at the end of it too. But, you know, overall, Mind Freak showed up that day. Gunny's team's been looking on point in scrims. Hold on. Has to be a player gamer tag? Can I not search Legion Gaming? No series recorded from Legion? Isn't that what they're called? Legion Gaming. They beat Luminon. That's a different Luminon, though. Keep in mind, right? This is the North American Luminon roster. Facty, Glitchy, Netro, Zoom. Gunny with the most kills in the scrim. And the most damage. Respect. Gunny's frying. He's working hard. Hoping for the best for the team and hoping that the vibes and the chemistry between them is good. No issues there, because, you know, we've seen a lot of teams implode. What would happen if we switched out Renegade for... Bro, what? Tyhood? Optic would get rolled. You switch him out for me? With no practice? Or competitive experience? Give me the snipe, bro. I got this. Wait, what are we laughing at, CDL? FaZe beat OG in scrims once or twice. I don't remember the last time FaZe has beaten Optic in scrims. It would have been a while. It would have been the one that they, when Formal was, chat was concerned about whether or not Formal was in like a slump or something a few weeks ago. This isn't recent. Let's just do this. My scrim was 12-5 TSM just yesterday. Give any details? Was it basically just to trust me, bro? He didn't give any details, and I didn't want to pry for details because it felt uncomfortable the moment that he said he suggested something, and I didn't want to put him in an awkward position. You know what I mean? Do with it what you will. You know, go ahead and make your assumptions. I think it's a valid argument to, like, suggest that maybe Optic are having internal conflicts as a result of SR playing as well as they are. You know, like they've got some hurdles to navigate, which is normal for any team when they're not winning, right? So hopefully they're finding ways to, you know, get over that hurdle and perform well come Charlotte. You know, what else can we think or can we do about this? I don't know. But yeah, the lack of streams, right? Like only formal streaming scrims and sometimes having comms, maybe just his comms or no comms at all, you know. Everybody else was streaming previously. It was a little bit more free and available, the POVs. Now things have become a lot more locked down, you know, heads down, focused. So people are speculating. What's the chem like? What are the vibes like on the team? Coming up with some ideas. Thank you, Moist. 200 IQ as an ex-FaZe coach to stabilize the narrative. Well, he sounded honest in what he was saying. I don't think he would just make it up. But we don't know what he was alluding to. Like, we don't know if it was just, like, trash talk, like, or if it was a criticism. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different ways that one player could talk about another player, some more harmful than others. You got Envy winning Charlotte. Put my money on it. You're just hot takes all day, Impulse, aren't you? Every single one of your takes have been kind of wild. Envy winning Charlotte is crazy. But, you know, who knows? Maybe they go crazy. The thing about Envy is they have a lot of hurdles to overcome before the win, right? Top 4, top 3, grand finals, winning, you know? Like, it doesn't typically, you don't typically skip from top 4 to number 1. Not even last shot and his time with Shopify did he just skip, like, you know, he went from top 4 with Pure over to Shopify and they didn't immediately win tournaments, you know? Like, there's levels where you get into grand finals, you build some comfort, you prove to yourself that you know, you're capable of this echelon, and then you work your way up. Jumping from top 6 to 1 is almost unheard of today, you know? No, can we look at a grand final map set? Is that in this article? HCS returns to North Carolina with the HCS Charlotte Major, hosted by FaZe. Don't miss your chance to join us at the final major. Buy tickets now. Nah, they're cheese. Are they screwing with us? Buy tickets. Sold out. Haha, gotcha. Oh, wait. Actually, this one's my nuts. Is this sold out? This might actually not be sold out. I was thinking about Worlds. What are Gunny Scrim stats? Him specifically? I don't know. He just had a good set of stats for the one Scrim that I was looking at. I don't know. We're going to go into all of his stats. SSG struggling online in scrims? Absolutely. Outside of that, I mean, probably by their standards, but I still expect them to, like, finesse their way to top 4. Because it's SSG. You know? That said, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody upsets them and they don't make it this time. You know? And I kind of believe that they're a top 4 team until proven otherwise. Where to watch? We've got multiple streams, including red and blue. So 4 HCS streams. Or maybe they just threw it there just cuz. But it'd be nice to have 4 different HCS streams. Who do I have winning? Either Optic or Shopify. My brain says Shopify. My heart says Optic. I think it's about a 50-50 matchup when it comes down to... Like, let's look at the series layout. And then maybe we'll get a better indication of how things are going to go. Friday, we've got... Yeah, okay, open bracket starts at 11 a.m. Pool play starts at 12. The broadcast pre-show starts at 11:45. There's Halo 2 4v4 tournament and a Halo 5 2v2 tournament at the event, which is kind of dope. Halo 3 2v2 tournament. Halo Infinite S&D tournament. I don't really know if I want to watch a Halo Infinite S&D tournament too much, but I would like to see a Halo 5 2v2 on broadcast. That would be sick. Halo 2 4v4, stuff like that. It'd be cool if there was like one POV or, you know, so one source of like a broadcast or something that we could tune into, or if LVT somehow can finesse. But I know LVT end up being so focused on just the open bracket that they don't really give, you know, have an opportunity for this. Depends on how Bound plays. Yeah, everybody's got to kind of rise to the occasion, right? Maybe not win an event. It's hard to imagine them winning an event when you've got other more fortified teams that have like proven that they can do it, and you know what I mean. They got some hurdles, but breaking into top 4 and then maybe sneaking into top 3, you know, something like that. Like that's a more plausible like route for them. It'd be pretty crazy, but let's just see. You know, step 1 is break into top 4, dethrone SSG, you know, or even FaZe. Keep in mind they did lose to FaZe, but it was insanely close back at the LVT land, right? They did beat SSG at the LVT land. Different circumstances, and more comfortable environment, but still. 64 teams in the open bracket. $100,000 for first place. Sounds nice. Okay, is there like a visual? Oh, there we go. Map rotations. Pool play map rotations. Wait, this is just pool play? Pool play graphics. I'm gonna steal all these. These are cool. Okay. Wait, what's the difference with these? Okay. So we have this that we can come back to. Shopify, TSM, Complexity, Optic, Majin, Omit, FaZe, Cloud9, Luminon, SSG, Envy, Unreal. What's the most challenging pool? Chat, what do you think? Yeah, I think Pool C. Pool C is the spiciest. Pool D, though, for SSG specifically, is not an easy pool. So it's C or D. It's C or D. Shopify and Optic are going to be fine. I'd say C, D, A, B. That's how it goes. C, D, A, B. But for SSG, just knowing how shaky they've been, Envy is like the perfect team to go up against them, you know? Like catching them where they're weak, and Envy's beaten them before. Unreal Nightmare, they've had some bright moments in scrims recently. Maybe they'll surprise us. Who knows? Optic have the freest pool they've ever had. Yes. It's a pretty free pool, all things considered. But Bastos, Mighty, Septic, and Chick. I don't know how good that team is. Luminon, I think, has won. The NEM roster has won everything online, I'm pretty sure. How good's this Majin Club team? Bastos and Septic are kind of like new blood to the roster. Mighty's and Chick have been playing together for a while now. Good to see Chick still in Halo Esports. But yeah, I don't know. In my mind, I'm thinking Omit have a chance to shine. Omit don't have a bad pool. They could come out in second in their pool despite all of the challenging scrims they've had. Pool A kind of mix up, I can't lie. It really depends on how much TSM and Complexity like come to play in a LAN environment. You can't really count them out, and I can see TSM and Complexity specifically being an excellent matchup, but I still think regardless of how well both those teams are playing, Shopify is going to be fine. You know what I mean? So C is the pool of death. Yeah, FaZe have to go up against C9, which are kind of a question mark considering they weren't part of LVT. I don't know if FaZe have scrimmed at C9 for a while. When's the last time they played each other, right? So that's a big question mark. And then the Luminon team, which has never beaten FaZe before, I don't think, but still a deadly team. And, you know, one that we don't have an opportunity to practice against, but it goes both ways. So pool play, map rotations, champ bracket. Okay, I'm going to save this too. Ooh, you click it, it goes full screen. I'm going to save this though. So we've got, for winners finals is important. This is all assuming that, like, let's say Optic and SR make it to winners finals. Recharge Oddball, Origin Slayer, Aqua CTF, Livefire Strongholds, and Recharge Slayer. That's a pretty good series layout for Optic. All things considered. You start with a Recharge Oddball. I mean, they're starting with an Oddball. That's a good way to start if you're an Optic fan. Slayer Origin is a bounce back opportunity for SR for sure. You know? They, especially with the way that they've been improving in their Slayers. Optic have been working hard at Slayer too, but Origin can be a scary map for somebody like Frosty with the sniper. CTF Aqua is Optic's best CTF map, in my opinion. They're generally more consistent on this map than they are with Forbidden. They're not bad at Fortress. Origin, I'm worried about them a little bit too. Forbidden Origin, I feel like, are their weaker CTF maps. Aqua CTF, they're pretty damn nice. Legend with a flag on this map is smooth as hell, you know? Any little opening and they'll take advantage. Livefire Strongholds was the last map that Optic and SR played in scrims, and Optic looked very confident there. Generally, Strongholds is something that I'd want to give the edge to SR on. Anything Livefire, though, is pretty good for Optic, too. So, you know, if it goes to Game 4, it's kind of like a 50-50 in my mind. And then Slayer Recharge, it'll be a toss-up. I say Optic wants to avoid Slayer. They want to get this series done by Game 4. They want the series done by Game 4. Optic can win Slayers consistently. If they can win Slayers consistently, they're unbeatable. Yeah, if the Slayer was Solitude, I think I would feel better about their chances of winning it, because I feel like Solitude is one of their better Slayer maps. Or a Livefire. Solitude or Livefire, maybe. But SR beating them in Slayer, I feel like recently more often than not, you know? So, careful. You know, not that, like, obviously they got to just do whatever they can with what they're getting. But I think if they win this by Game 4... Or, you know, if they win this, they're doing it by Game 4, in my mind. SR is terrifying at CTF Forbidden. Right. So, okay. So, Optic could get winner's side. Let's say they get winner's side grand final. Or it doesn't even matter. That's winners finals. Grand finals, Strongholds Lattice, Slayer Livefire, Recharge King of the Hill, Aqua Bomb, Solitude Slayer, Forbidden Flag, Street Slayer. Lattice Strongholds, I'm going to give the edge to SR. SR are nasty at Lattice. If it was King of the Hill Lattice, I would say 100% SR. They've been looking like the best team in the world at King of the Hill Lattice. Optic beat them in Strongholds, and it was a war last time they played them in scrims. They won 2 out of 3 Lattice maps. But Lattice in general is a pain point for Optic, and I feel like I'm going to give SR the edge. Livefire Slayer, a toss-up, pretty confident map for Optic, but SR have beaten them there several times too, so I don't know. This is a tough first 2 games to start Grand Finals if it's Optic SR. King of the Hill Recharge feels like a 50-50 in my mind. Aqua Bomb, I've seen Optic look incredible in Aqua Bomb, but I've also seen SR clap back and like demolish them in like 3 minutes with 2 plans back to back. Optic have really good opening strats on Aqua Bomb. Optic's opening strats in general are pretty good versus SR. I think if they start strong with Aqua Bomb and have the endurance and hold out, they can win it. Solitude Slayer, I'm going to say, is a good opportunity for Optic, and Forbidden Flag they want to stay away from. Yeah, versus SR. I don't know. Live Fire, King of the Hill, Slayer, Recharge, Fortress, CTF, Lattice, Oddball, Aqua Slayer, Recharge, Strongholds, and Origin Slayer. Both these series layouts are tough for Optic, man. No Live Fire Ball in Winners Finals or Grand Finals. The oddball that is in the reset is Lattice. Still Optic favor. King of the Hill Live Fire is a good starting point for Optic. Yeah. I don't know. There's not like anything that stands out in the layout that makes me think that like one team is incredibly favored over the other, though. If SR comes out through winners, it's over in 4 or 5, respectfully. If SR gets winner side, I think Optic is in trouble. Yeah. I think with that first series layout in Grand Finals, Optic kind of want to come through the winner side of the bracket for the best possible cushion here. I think the reset series might be a little bit... The first half of the reset series is good for Optic. But, I don't know. You call it a GG's... I mean, of course you are calling it GG's Optic, Hardy. If Cycle continues to play the same level he's been playing at all weekend, it's over. I mean, it's not like Legend can't match that or Bound. You know what I mean? Like, individually, I feel like these players can hang. I think the big area where SR is pulling away is their chem is so undeniable. And they're working with each other so much. Like, their work ethic, the amount of time they spend scrimming, their consistency has, like, been upgraded. They seem like they're in the best possible mindset and chemistry. They're hungry to win. They got, like, Cycle and Last Shot are you know, new to this whole process of winning. So, it just, you know... I feel like there's just an extra sense of energy and momentum behind the team right now. It puts Optic in a shaky position. Yeah. We suck in Solitude Slayer? FaZe? For FaZe... It'd be nice if there was a CTF Origin in one of these layouts. There is in winter semifinals. So FaZe in winter semis, starting a series with a CTF Origin, they have an opportunity to, let's say they play Optic and CTF or in winter semis. FaZe could win game 1 and maybe game 2. Optic will likely, like 90% sure, clap back in Oddball Live Fire and beat them there. But we got a King of the Hill Lattice afterwards, which could go either way. This series layout, if it's a FaZe Optic matchup, is actually pretty good for FaZe. Keep that in mind. FaZe actually have a pretty solid winner semifinal series layout. They have what I would say is arguably their best map to start the series. TSM versus FaZe? That's not going to happen. Not that I'm aware of, Noble. Everybody's flying today. It's travel day today. I want to see Lucid beat Formal in his God Squad once before Infinite ends. I need it. Okay. Damn, bro, we started the stream at 177, I think. It's just one of those days. Can't bet against Optic on the streets, yeah. What's the loser bracket layout? I don't know. Hear the bad news about Xbox Game Pass. They're hiking the price, right? Yeah, I mean, everything is going up in price. The average price of a game now is 99 Canadian. It's $100 Canadian for a game now. So it's like, I get that Game Pass is going to be more expensive as a result. It sucks for the consumer, man. It does. But if you're like, if you're somebody who plays a lot of the new day one titles, it's not bad value, I guess, right? Like if a game costs me $100 and I get to play COD day one, I get to play Battlefield day one or whatever. How much is day one? It's $30 a month. It's pretty crazy, yeah. Canadian price is probably even more, bro. It's a 50% increase. Canadian price is yeah, it's gonna be at least $40 a month, Canadian. At least $40 a month. Yikes. Average price of a game is now 2% of the money my parents paid for our detached family home. Games companies act like they're all dropping GTA 6. No way these games are worth 100. I know, bro. That's why a game like Hollow Silksong was so refreshing. Drop it at $20. 25 Canadian. Just be like me and have it for free until 2028. Do you work at Microsoft, Nick? How do you got it for free till 2028? When I worked at the Microsoft store and Game Pass was like that was the big thing when just before I moved on. I got 4 years. I maxed out my Game Pass because it was just a perk. And then it lasted me till like 2023 or 24. I think the max you can get is like 3 years in advance of Game Pass. You abused Microsoft rewards when it was cheap. I see. What are we waiting on? The tournament on Friday. 40 month in Canadian is insane. Yeah. But it's $100 for a game. I don't know. It sucks. I don't know what to do about it. I was going to use Game Pass for COD, but maybe I just buy COD. I have Game Pass right now. I don't really play a lot of games, you know, outside of Halo and the occasional like indie title. So I probably wouldn't even get the value out of it. But I like having the games available in case I do want to play or in case I want to play with a friend or something. Dropping to... What's the $9.99 plan? How does that work? Yeah, it's shitty. You have to have Game Pass to play online. Right. That's what... Is that the $9.99? Where you just... that's what you pay just to play online? COD Legend highlights from the Jetpack era. COD Legend highlights. Who's is there somebody named Legend in COD? What do you mean? Yeah, we watched a recent tournament through Optic that was a legacy COD tournament. Obviously, it didn't have like, you know, the players weren't like seasoned and like locked in like I'm sure they were back in the day, but it was cool to get like a trip down memory lane to the Jetpack era of COD, you know? Formal Karma, Crim. Yeah, I didn't really watch them when they were like in their prime playing the Jetpack CODs, no. To be streaming from Worlds, getting together with APG. It'd be cool to join him as a guest on his broadcast, so I'll come by, you know, if he's down. But maybe just like one time in the weekend. I'm not really sure what they'd be open to, you know? If I had a Shyway Optic jersey, what size would I wear? Large or medium? I'm in a weird spot where I'm... It depends on what it is. I wear large in some things. And, anyway. Like what? Oh, wait, are you getting me one? Why, Pedro? Be safe, maybe large. Would I blaze one with APG? Yeah, sure. After broadcast, like at night. On like Sunday night or something. 100%. I would not get high and go live. I don't think I could do it. Or I could, but I just don't think it'd be good content for you guys. This game's got good skill gap. Infinite Warfare was very similar to H5. Yeah, but you know, it's Halo though. Halo's rules and time to kill and whatnot, it's a little bit different. But yeah, no, I respect it for what it is. I'm looking forward to the new CODs, like wall jump and whatnot, and, you know, hoping that the game gets me excited about Call of Duty. Well, they said they jumped it 50%. So 30 US to CAD is $41. Refroze. So if it costs, is it $29.99? What's the price? Sorry, what's the price of the US one? 25 or 30 bucks a month? It's 30 bucks a month USD, because if it's 30 bucks, it's going to be $41 Canadian. So maybe they just square it off at a $39.99 Canadian. Yeah, so 30 US is $40, $41 Canadian. When have I last heard from Dodds? Years. About the time that he stopped making content. Yeah. Like at least a year? 2 years? When was Dodds making content? 2023, right? But that's not because, like, I've never reached out and tried to see what was up. Not that I'm against it, but, you know, hopefully he's doing okay. Could we get a look at pools? I got layout? I do, yeah. Do we have some sort of content we can, like, watch and react to so you guys are a little bit more entertained, or? Oh, now I'm covering it. What do I expect in the announcement? Maybe some news on standalone multiplayer game. Yeah. No. Oh, you think of multiplayer? I don't know about multiplayer. Okay, so they're announcing it on Friday. Whatever they're showcasing on Friday instead of Sunday. I wonder why that is. You think there's any significance to the fact that they're showcasing on Friday? Do you think that is a show of confidence from Halo Studios to show it on Friday? Because when you show it on Sunday, what you do is you make the viewers wait for the big pivotal moment at the end of the tournament. But by starting the tournament on that foot, it makes you think that they're confident in what they're going to show. Yeah. So that, you know, I don't want to read into that too much, but it makes me optimistic that maybe something playable will be shown. Not like the future. If they show something playable, it might be like a MCC port to PlayStation or something like that. Like there might be multiple components to this. You know, some sort of like a PlayStation availability or I don't know, something like that. A playable demo would be pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, if they're showing it on Friday, it makes you, it leads you to believe that there's something that you can interact with that they can't hide and have to show Friday. You know what I mean? Something like that. But who knows? I doubt they're going to say any or much, if anything, about a multiplayer Halo experience. They might tease something. I would love them to do that. But I feel like it's going to be mostly focused on whatever this Halo CE remake thing is. With Unreal Engine combined with like Blur, or not Blur, combined with something else. Unreal plus, is it the Blur engine? The Halo Reach engine is apparently going to be, it's not just going to be Unreal Engine 5, something like that. Have I seen the Charlotte pre-show, the narrative by Andy Bravo? I haven't seen the recent one, but I've seen the narrative. It's a good conversation. Is there something from the narrative that you have a question about? You made jerseys for Worlds. Ooh. Was going to bring one if I see you there. I would love that, Pedro. That sounds really cool, man. I'll be there. No pressure, but yeah, feel free to come by. What do you mean by, what do you mean by make jerseys, though? How do you make Optic jerseys? Like a homemade Optic jersey? Instead of like an actual Optic jersey? Yeah, hopefully it's a good one. So yeah, the only thing I have to go on is the long Mint Blitz video where he like talked about it, or not long, but we could listen to that if you guys haven't listened to it. And the fact that they're showcasing on Friday, which makes me a little bit more optimistic that they're confident in what they're showcasing. No joke, Luminon Gaming have a chance to go far this tourney. Why do you believe that is? Any plans for Worlds? Likely the next 2 years before the next major Halo title. I don't know, guys. You know, please carry me financially. I'm going to be struggling. Okay, I really don't know. COD is an option, but I love Halo, and I'm hoping that we have a bit of a like a roadmap going forward following this tournament, so it's not just complete radio silence. I'll be keeping tabs on Halo and doing what I can to keep you guys entertained and make content. But obviously, you know, I'm hoping that I can support myself financially next year now that we've gotten a rhythm going. But yeah, whatever makes sense in the moment. I'm kind of just focused on closing this year out right now.
Hello, everyone. And welcome back to This Week in Halo. We are under 30 days away now until we see the future of the Halo franchise. That's right, under 1 month to go. I'm excited, scared.
I would probably
well,
pick maximum
every
Halo and
emotion
COD.
you
I
could
can't see
possibly
myself
think
going
of.
3
But
different
we are
games.
now 1 week closer to finding out what Halo Studios has been cooking up. This week on Halo, Mr. Reb shared brand new Unreal Halo
Best
details.
hotel to stay
Will
at.
we
My
have
family and I are attending
Sprint
Worlds
in
for the first time.
remake? What will be
I mean, Vinny, I don't really know.
Shed some light on
I
what
booked
the
at the
potential
Sheraton
may
Grand
have from
because
sources.
that's where
We
everybody
also have
typically
Halo 2
goes.
Forge
Like a lot of the
pretty much
Halo
completed from Rejected Shotgun. I covered
community
this last week, and you
casters,
guys were so
players,
hyped up, so
etc.
seriously,
I think
go
that's they
check out
tend to go to the
Rejected
Sheraton
and support him. This
for the
week was
weekend.
also
Because it's right
Halo
next
3's
door.
18th anniversary. Halo 3 can now legally drive in Australia.
This COD looks
That
terrible. I'm
gives you a
sorry.
massive
From what
output
I'm
of
seeing on
nostalgia
the
for
internet,
the
there's a lot of people who
celebration,
like.
which was awesome to see. Finally, today we have
There's people that are Battlefield fans that are like pre-ordering Battlefield 4 when they see Call of Duty gameplay. Like it doesn't look much different than any other COD that we've seen. But if you're like a hardcore Call of Duty player, you like the competitive side of the game, it does actually look pretty good. Shotzi was already putting in work for the movement. Yeah, if you're like a competitive COD player, it looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Steve Downs, the Master Chief, telling his account of the plan, which fell through, to replace him and Jen Taylor as the voice actors on Halo. This is This Week in Halo. Let's get into the video. So first up today, we have Halo 2 Forge, created by Mr. Rejected Shotgun himself. Now, he himself is calling it Halo 2 Forge, but I don't think that gives it justice to how awesome what he made is. Last week, I showed off the
Got you,
early
Milo, thank
version.
you.
This week, it's absolutely amazing. I don't know how else to describe it. Sure, it can do what Forge does by placing objects, scenery pieces, and vehicles, but you can also spawn AI. You can also spawn all of the awesome modded creations that he has made over the years.
This is
You can
wild to me.
even load up a full pelican of Marines and fly into battle. I mean, if you're not following Rejected already, I don't know what you're doing. I feel like I say this every week, but you have to go and do it. He's consistently putting out developer quality creations 24/7, and we gotta support the Halo homies. Next,
Does he get Rejected Shotgun? Does he like make a lot of money or get a lot of viewership from doing something like this? Or is this just like pure passion, right? You know, it's like Halo 2 Forge sounds incredible, but it's 2025, brother. Like
up today, and I literally just did a Minecraft
Wow.
in Halo video, courtesy of Altus on the custom edition. It's Halo Minecraft edition. Like, I'm actually
Impulse
not
says,
joking
"Sub up
here.
to my
Most
guy
of
Shy."
you have seen Cursed
Well, not
Halo,
being
and
subbed. Impulse, you
Minecraft
gotta set the
editions
precedent,
Inferno
bro. We
Plus
don't
but
have any subs today.
Altus actually released his own version. I asked in my Minecraft video if placing blocks was possible for a Halo mod. The madman Altus already had it created, featuring a Minecraft to create.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
You look at what
What I'm here
Rejected
for
Shotgun has
is the
done, what
future
Inferno-
Halo 3
Now, while we
anniversary.
are on the topic of the Halo community, this week celebrates
What's coming with Halo?
18th anniversary of Halo 3. September 25th, 2007 saw us finish the fight, and it was a global phenomenon worldwide.
Is it like
I
a
remember
Zune?
seeing the world map light up on Halo 3 for the very first time as everyone loaded into the game to play campaign, multiplayer, and Forge. Halo 3 had the longest player retention out of any Halo game that has existed, and you can see why. A finished product
bro.
at launch, every feature at that time for a Halo game. It had a laser-focused level of quality across the board. The smallest of small details were done immaculately. The physics, the social features,
hear you on
the
that,
pre-
Karma.
and post-game lobby. You had vetoing, just really things at the time that got taken for granted. I do, by the way, appreciate that Halo Infinite took the steps to try get back to that, but added
Is it crazy to me that like graphically this looks more impressive to me from I mean this is MCC Halo
Pre- and
gameplay, but still
post-game lobby.
like this graphic and art style looks really nice, right?
You had vetoing, just
And then
really
he pivots to Infinite gameplay and it just doesn't do it for me in the
things
same
at the time that got taken
like
for
art style and
granted.
visual
I do,
wise.
by
I mean, bro, night and day, like come on.
the way, appreciate that
That's
Halo
kinda
Infinite
crazy.
took the steps to try get back
Halo
to
3
that,
just
but at
looks
its core,
so good.
Infinite is a fundamentally different game.
That's
Halo
kinda
3, on
crazy.
the other hand, was more than a game. It was
Yeah,
the
it's the
final
Covenant
Bungie story
style, and
in
those
the
types of
trilogy
maps, too, are
spanning
really pretty
over
to look
6
at.
years. Yes, I know Reach came out after. The reason I say this was that people in general were anticipating this game, not just Halo fans, but the entire world. You can YouTube search Halo 3 Midnight Launch and you'll find so many documented
And that's a
videos
Forge
of
map,
the
though, too.
night
It's a
with
Forge
everyone
map, but still,
commenting
bro.
where they were when Halo 3 first
Forge
came
map,
out.
though.
It was truly a culture-defining moment. It was a simpler time when things weren't so complicated. Being an adult is different to a kid or a teenager, and I appreciate and I'm grateful that I was able to grow up during that time. I doubt it'll ever be replicated again. Happy birthday, Halo 3.
Because
You're
the
a
world
damn
is so
good
fundamentally
game. Now,
different,
moving on
right?
from that this week, we
Yeah,
have the
simpler
voice
time.
of Master Chief, Steve Downs. He's been an active part of the Halo community for years now and has his own channel, so definitely go subscribe
Why it doesn't
to him.
need a
In
remaster?
recently uploaded video where he talks about the iconic Master Chief voice lines he has voiced, which you should watch by the way. He talks about Halo 4 and how 343 initially wanted to recast the voice actors. Basically, the studio was turning a page and making their own version of the franchise. Steve said that when early testers played through and heard the voice actors that were chosen, which truthfully were fairly close to Steve and Jen Taylor in how they sounded, early testers said, "Can we please have the original voice actors back?"
I see.
How many
Pedro.
Covenant made it through the roof after us?
I can't tell. This planet is wreaking havoc on my sensors.
And so, because of that, we got the iconic Chief we all know and love. Shout out to the early Halo 4 testers. You are responsible for keeping the voices the same for two of the franchise's most beloved characters. Now, the reason why I mention that is the Unreal Halo future, specifically the Combat Evolved remake. First
Here we
of
go.
all, I hope we get the same voice actors, as to me, they are irreplaceable. But this week, Mr. Rebs, from his sources, which have been accurate in the past,
I don't know. I don't mind remasters, but like, I don't want that over new games. I'd rather just new games. You know, it's like I don't need to.
shared brand new.
If it takes away
information
development
with him.
resources
Now,
from
Rebs
just
did put a
continuing
disclaimer saying
franchises
this
and whatnot,
information
you know,
is
it's like
considered a rumor until further sources come forward. But I was reading the comment section of his video, and he himself
I don't know what
said
this CE
he has
thing, though.
found extra
This CE
sources.
thing is
So I'm
like
still gonna
beyond a
say,
remaster.
Take this with a
This
grain
is
of
like a
salt,
remake.
but let's get into it. The first thing Mr. Rebs said was the engine. Now, as we know, Halo going forward will be on the Unreal Engine, specifically Unreal Engine 5. But Mr. Rebs said to expect a hybrid engine project.
Hybrid
Two
engine.
engines, both Unreal and the Halo Blam engine. This means for the visuals, expect the Unreal Engine side of things, but for the scope and the other elements, expect the Halo Blam engine. Specifically, Reb said a modified version of Halo Reach's Blam engine. Now that news is very, very interesting. When I reacted to the 47-minute long original plan for Halo Infinite, one of the biggest hurdles of going to the Unreal Engine was not replicating the feel of Halo, or the visuals for that matter, but the scope of Halo. This hybrid engine plan might fix every single problem with that. It's a standalone campaign, and if it respects the legacy of the game, I think that's acceptable.
Are there potential issues that come with this hybrid engine idea? Like, I like what he's saying about, I guess the Blam engine is better for the scope of a game, having a large-scale campaign, environments, open world, etc. But the Infinite engine, what's that? Is that different? Isn't that an evolution of the Blam engine that just like went catastrophically wrong or something? It's called Slip Space, though. It's its own thing, right? So it's like there's some knowledge gaps that I have here. I'm just a little bit concerned with anything associated with this Infinite engine. Yeah, that just like they could not expand or develop for throughout the entire course of Infinite's life. It seemed very challenging to work with it. Infinite is Blam, but like he said, it's a modified Halo Reach Blam engine. Does that mean that they're not working with whatever the Infinite one is, and they're going with, you know, it's like, this is where I don't know shit. But I'm just a little traumatized, maybe. I don't know. That's probably a, dramatic way to put it. But the way that things went with Infinite and how difficult it was to upgrade the game makes me want them to be far away from any sort of engine.
Always, I am highly tempering expectations, and so should you watching this video.
Mimplit's talking about the future of Halo and what could be announced at Worlds, and just this, apparently there's a hybrid engine of Unreal 5 plus a modified Blam engine, like that came from Halo Reach, that they'll put together to create the future Halo games, or this CE game. So visually, we're using Unreal, but then for the scope of the game, we're using this Blam engine, which is what Halo's always been built on.
Or it could be an absolute train wreck. Now, the other details he said was that, first of all, a completely secondary side studio is creating the campaign remake. The project is in collaboration with Halo Studios, who are acting as overseers, but Rebs said the secondary studio are spearheading the overall effort of the Combat Evolved remake. This side studio has considerable resources and has worked on Halo overseers, but Rebs said the secondary studio are spearheading the overall effort of the Combat Evolved remake.
So Halo Studios themselves are not focused on the Combat Evolved remake. That's what he's saying. There's some secondary studio that's taking over and Halo Studios is overseeing this secondary studio.
Of all, a completely secondary side studio is creating the campaign
Graphics look really
remake.
nice in
the
yeah,
project is in
this.
collaboration with Halo Studios, who are acting as overseers, but Rebs said the secondary studio are spearheading the overall effort of the Combat Evolved remake. This side studio has considerable resources and has worked on Halo MCC in the past. It is not Saber Interactive, it is not Certain Affinity, it is definitely not Blur, who did the Halo 2 anniversary cutscenes. I looked at all of the past studios that potentially worked on Halo MCC, and none really seemed to fit except a studio called Splash Damage. Splash Damage worked on both Halo MCC and Gears of War, but we will see in future. I went so deep into looking into who it might be, I actually found an Australian/Canadian studio that created all of the terminals from the Halo campaigns. Can't say I didn't do my due diligence. As for the gameplay itself, Rebs shared some key information. The Halo Combat Evolved remake is rumored to have modern gameplay features such as sprint. Rebs said, and I quote, that the developer made it clear to Halo Studios that the remake doesn't need sprint. Now,
so isn't that like contradictory? So he's saying that there will be modern gameplay features like sprint included, but the developer that's not Halo Studios that's working on it told Halo Studios that there doesn't need to be sprint in the game. But we're still going to have it, or we just don't know? It's all speculation.
Remy, what is your honest, unfiltered opinion? I really couldn't care less if it has sprint or not.
I'm in the same headspace.
Campaign. Halo Infinite handled sprint well enough that I didn't really care that it was in the game. If it doesn't have it, that's fine. If it does and it's not invasive like Infinite, that's fine too. Both sides have their merit, and truthfully, the Halo community is split down the middle in terms of preferring old Halo or new. That's what happens when you change the formula drastically for such a long time. You get fans of both. For me, what is truly important with the Halo Combat Evolved remake is that it respects Bungie's legacy. I've said that before. If the game doesn't have the same soul, it is going to feel like a cheap imitation. The reason that I mentioned soul is that, for one, Rebs said that in terms of visuals, it will look very close to Project Foundry, which actually makes
sense. If this is what the future Halo game looks like, that's inspiring. The visuals here are really nice.
As Halo Studios themselves said that everything we saw a year ago will be used in future titles.
That's exciting to know.
Secondly, level designs will be changed. One of my biggest complaints with Combat Evolved, and there's not many of them, is the repetitiveness of levels such as the library and the second half of the campaign. I get that Bungie was running out of time, so it's not the biggest deal, but if the
I really like the idea of this, like follow the same story beats of CE, so, you know, it hits like it did maybe in the past, but reconfigure the levels, the environments, the interactions that you're having, so it feels like a fresh game, you know, with different mechanics and components that make it feel, you know, modern as well.
Remake can enhance this.
That sounds exciting.
Then I think Halo fans will be very happy. I share the
Are there many games these days that release that are like, I guess it's like Elden Ring, does that have any multiplayer component? Are there many like large scale games that release that are just single player these days? Like it's like a Cyberpunk or something like that. Like it would need to be more extensive than what the CE campaign is currently, unless it's releasing as like a half price, or you know what I mean? Like if it's going to be a full-fledged game, can it just be a CE campaign? It kind of can't. It has to be like much more evolved.
5, by the way, I hear you guys
if it's
when
not
you
going to have
worry
multiplayer
about performance and stuttering, but until we see it
the
for
library
ourselves,
is boring,
we
sure.
can't say one way or the other how this is going to go. Could be amazing, it could be terrible. In saying that, as I said before, since a side studio is managing the Combat Evolved remake in certain aspects, and multiple Halo projects are in the works, as we all know, Rebs also teased a live service multiplayer project that is also being developed. If you had to ask me what I think this is, it's the project by Certain Affinity. I think it'll be Arena Halo
is it
with
intentional,
a
but yeah.
massive large-scale mode attached. I have no idea when we'll see and/or Halo.
Okay, so simultaneously we have another studio that's not Halo Studios that's working on multiplayer. So what the hell is Halo Studios working on then? Are they overseeing two things? What's going on?
As I said before, since a side studio is managing the Combat Evolved remake in certain aspects, and multiple Halo projects are in the works, as we all know, Rebs also teased a live service multiplayer project that is also being developed. If you had to ask me what I think this is, it's the project by Certain Affinity.
So you're saying this is the project by Certain Affinity. So hold on a sec. right? Is Halo Studios taking over that?
I think it'll be Arena Halo, but with a massive large-scale mode attached. I have no idea when we'll see and or hear about this, but it could be as soon as this month. Because of all of this news, by the way, it does seem like Halo Infinite, or at least the era of Infinite, is winding down. We have Halloween coming up as an update, which will have Flood Gravemind cosmetics, which are very cool, but we really are entering the new age of Halo.
Wow, that looks crazy looking.
Quick side note that if you do
That's a
play
helmet?
Infinite on
That's nuts
PC,
looking.
Accelerate this week released an amazing settings guide, which
insane.
you should definitely check out.
Coordinated.
This week in
Let's
Halo,
go, man.
So much is
That is
happening.
just
So
damn good
much is
Halo.
going
My
on.
God.
Thank you,
Under
brother. 4 months. Welcome back.
30
Appreciate you.
days to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we are under 1 month away until the future of Halo is revealed. The World Championships run October 24 to 26 in Seattle, North America. Final tickets are on sale now. These are the last ones and none will be sold at the door. So don't say I didn't warn you. I am kind of getting excited, but I'm trying to keep my expectations in check. I'm just a Halo fan. I want awesome games, so it's hard to not get my hopes up, but time will tell. For now, thank you all.
The biggest, most positive takeaway from this is that we're getting more Halo in like different flavors. You know, like Halo Studios is full speed ahead, developing multiple projects supposedly, which, you know, tells you that Halo's not disappearing anytime soon. The franchise will continue in some capacity. Like hopefully the multiplayer project, the CE project, are well received and step in the right direction. But, you know, just knowing that there's still stuff coming and there's a lot of money being, you know, kind of poured into the Halo machine, you know, it makes me optimistic about where we're headed as Halo fans. You're glad you're going to Worlds, Courtney? Nice. Wow, that was a positive spin. I'm ready for politics. Why? Because I gave a positive, I have an optimistic perspective on things. Nice. I guess I might see you there. I'll be there. New modern style live service game. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know what it is. I hope we like it, but I'm glad there's something coming. And it sounds like things are coming relatively soon. Maybe not multiplayer, but just something's coming soon. Oh, the Windbreaker from Gamers Outreach? The Windbreaker from Gamers Outreach. No, I did not. What do you mean, Windbreaker? Let's go, Soup. It's on the Waypoint site? $5,000 FFA this weekend as well. This is what I was just looking at, I think, right? Yeah. Oh, no. This is the new one. Ticket update. Oh, that is really cool. Wait. Amazing Folks Gamers Outreach will once again be attending Halo World Championship with a booth featuring Halo streamers, all in continuation of their mission to use games as a way to bring joy and normalcy to children in hospitals. Hopefully we get to support the mission. Visit the booth at the World Championship, donate to support our mission, and receive this limited edition Halo Infinite X Gamers Outreach custom Windbreaker. I like it. Can I get one? That sounds awesome. It's a pretty elaborate looking Windbreaker. How much you have to... I assume you have to donate a sizable amount, right? And the hoodie? The hoodie looks more standard. I'm less excited about the hoodie, I'm not going to lie. This looks pretty badass. Yeah, Colin, but what Mint was saying was that they're restructuring some of the campaign. It's not going to be identical to the way that it was. So that library mission might not, you know, it might not be that way with the future Halo. Oh, we'll see. You know, it's for a good cause, so I'm more motivated to donate more money, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see. Oh, yeah. So wait. Each year, pro players attending World Championship have the opportunity to vote on the MVP for that year. This year, it's the final official event for Halo Infinite. We will also be gathering votes and awarding a special trophy for the MVP across all of Infinite's 4-year tenure. As we've seen in the past, this is a very special award. For Halo 5 Guardians, none other than Frosty went home with the award.
This is the way.
Who would you vote, or who would you vote as the MVP across Halo Infinite? Optimus, thank you for the follow, brother. Welcome. That's dope. They're actually doing it. So we're going to have an MVP for the year, I guess, and an MVP for the entirety of Infinite at the end of the year. Renegade, I think, like, so keep in mind what you vote is dependent on community and their favorite players as well. You know, I could see Lucid coming up as an option there too, because in my mind, I'm thinking people might not vote just off of like placements, especially not within the last year. They might also think like, who in my mind is the MVP from my experience watching Infinite? Who is the poster child, the focal point of the game? You know what I mean? Like, I could see a lot of people thinking Lucid in their mind because of just how much he accomplished with Infinite, even if his past year has been challenging to the point where the more dedicated fans are thinking, okay, he's not really in the running. It's not a popularity contest. I think it matters, though. I do think that, like, you know, he had such an impact in the first couple years that I think that matters. Hart says Royal 2. Royal 2 is a good option. Renegade is a great option, too. Isn't going to give it... But the community isn't going to vote for someone if they don't think that person has accolades to back it up either, though, right? Like, but, like, anybody can vote, right? So, technically speaking, like, if one person has enough fans, would they not skew the vote their favor? Last shot, yeah, so Last Shot and Cycle have a good shot at this year's MVP, but not all time. Definitely not all time.
Oh,
Awada.
that is just good Halo right
Thank you for
there.
the 7 months. Welcome back.
Damn good Halo. My God.
Charlotte hype. See you there. I won't be there, but I'll see you this weekend on live stream, Awana, if you're tuning in. Thank you for the sub. Welcome back. Frosty's a good option. Yeah, Frosty had the accolades as well. Yeah. Frosty had the accolades, but keep in mind that he also, you know, in the process of collecting them, he became kind of a fan favorite player too, right? So I think Frosty had plenty of fans in Halo 5. Accomplishing what he accomplished, he was kind of the focal point of the talks, you know, Optic roster in his playmaking. Penguin has a special award. You know, they need an award that's like separate just for Penguin, kind of. Assuming he gets top 3 at the upcoming 2 majors and had placed in top 3 for the entirety of Infinite's life cycle, he gets like a special exclusive award. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. They gotta make a third one. Lucy is the marketing goat of making Infinite interesting at the start. Kind of like this game Snipe Down. Yeah, which it makes me kind of reconsider like my placement of whether or not he deserves MVP, because if it's open to the entire public, I could see Lucid being a good option. Because I think a lot of people will think, when they think Infinite and the players that were the most impactful throughout the life cycle of Infinite in its entirety, if Lucid is one of the biggest players that comes to mind. The most consistent award, yeah. Been a fan favorite since H5. He definitely was a fan favorite in H5. I will be honest in saying that, like, when Optic jumped back into the esport and he was on, like, Sentinels, I think other players kind of took that spotlight for a little bit. Like, Frosty's still very notable. And now in this last year, we're starting to see, you know, obviously something he's maintained as well. Like, his performance has still been excellent, but you know what I mean? Like, I think other players are definitely still in the popularity contest spotlight, or whatever you want to call it, when Infinite came out with Lucid and Optic kind of jumping into the picture. Yeah, I think now, though, Frosty's shifted in the in the mix. Frosty's definitely like risen up in the past year for sure. Past 2 years even. Lucid made Halo content as a pro. He gets my vote. Yeah, there you go. So like Barbosa, in your mind, the criteria for what deserves MVP is different than somebody else's, right? So Barbosa's saying like, he made Halo content. He's a big part of my Halo experience, and he got some wins too. That's my MVP, you know? So people have different interpretations of what constitutes MVP, which kind of opens this award up to some, you know what I mean? It's like, it's interesting. We'll see. Think of what, so take Renegade, for example. Well, Renegade might be more deserving of an all-time MVP just based off individual skill and his accolades, accomplishments. He's won 8 majors over the course of Infinite's life with, I think, nobody else has accomplished that. The hardcore dedicated crowd could vote Renegade off of that alone. But how many fans does Renegade have in comparison? You know what I mean? Like, does he have the same sort of large-scale fan base that would skew the vote? I don't know. I'm just coming up with some devil's advocate kind of ideas here. Obviously, he's on Optic now, so a lot more people know and follow Renegade now than maybe they did years prior, but... Is this the last tourney? Chris, it's the second last tourney for Infinite. Second last tourney. It's this weekend. This Friday it starts. We'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern. I probably won't be live tomorrow because I don't know what the heck we're doing. Taking a day off or something. But Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going all in. And then the final Halo event, the World Championship, is the last weekend of October, 24th to 26th. So it's an action-packed month, but, you know, bittersweet because we don't know what's coming. In the next year, there will still be Halo. I like that the music underscores this. Spartans never die. What's my plan for the year gap? No freaking idea. Could be 2-year gap. With the next multiplayer. I think you could argue people consider Lucid the best in Infinite longer than any other individual player. Yeah, I think it's really just this past year where Lucid has, you know, received more criticism around his play. I think the Bandit meta was where the shift really began, right? But even during the first, that year of the Bandit meta in 2024, getting second place every single event still keeps him in the conversation. You know, now that he's had a rocky one, people are, you know, doubting a little bit. But he was definitely, he's been the focal point for a while. 2 years, bro. By then, everybody will be forgetting about. So 2 years for the next big like multiplayer experience potentially. I don't know though, Ghost. I could see the Halo CE remake coming out within the next year or so, but multiplayer, I'm a, you know, cautiously optimistic, like hoping that we get something sooner rather than later. But it could be as late as 2027 fall. Just become a Helldivers channel for a year? Nah, but I like competitive games, right? So it's like Helldivers is, I mean, I'm sure there's like competitive elements to Helldivers, I guess, but it's PvE, you know, it's not PvP. I want PvP, a competitive title that's likely going to be a shooter. Call of Duty seems like the best bet, considering there's like a recency aspect to it, and there's a lot of Halo players that go to COD and vice versa, right? But I also like Smash Melee. But it's completely unrelated. I know a lot about Smash Bros. Melee. I could like jump over to that in seconds and, you know, break it down, commentate. But it'd be a weird switch, I think, for a lot of my community. I don't know. I still love Halo. Halo's still #1. Until there's like no signs of a path forward, it's going to stay #1. COD is extremely hated. It's very controversial. You know, it's hated, but it also is popular. It also is very, very popular. So it's controversial. Like, you can't deny the insane amount of viewership Shotzi and Scump are pulling just yesterday. 35,000 or whatever watching Scump play the beta. Like, come on, bro. What if it's based on who has the most fans? It could be, Courtney. That's what I'm saying. It could be a bit of a fan-related contest there. Halo World Championship 2025 begins October 24th. Can't wait to host the Halo community here in Seattle. The support for HCS over the years, especially this Halo Infinite era, has meant the world to us. It is kind of crazy that the tickets continue to sell out as fast as they do, and that this is the last, like, significant event for the game. It kind of feels like maybe there's a missed opportunity, you know? LVT live right now with this tournament. Do we relive any of the experiences right here, right now? Put the gameplay on screen? FaZe lost to complexity in this series. This was ugly. Did we relive it? Fans should not be voting for MVP. Yeah, like I didn't really fully think about the fact that it's open to the public completely. So, you know, fans could just jump in and vote for their favorite player, you know. And Lucid's, you could still make a solid argument for Lucid based off of everything he's accomplished in the first 3 years, even if he didn't win in year 3. I think Sprint is finally in a good place. I agree. If things get slow, I can start a secondary YouTube channel for my Smash. Yeah, or like for anything, like COD, I could make out a secondary YouTube channel too, technically. But I don't know. I don't know. Should be a pros only vote? That seems like a little too exclusive, no? I want to say it should be like a competitive community only, but there's no way to do that, you know? Dedicated, like fans who are dedicated. I don't even know. You think the people who are going to vote are going to be the competitive community anyway, so. Pros are also biased. Yeah, they have their own biases, but they'd be more likely to vote based off of like who's won the most and who's had the best like individual performance versus like the popularity component. Need the competitive insights or some team or some shit? What do you mean? Oh, to like involve themselves in the vote, the competitive insights team? Maybe, I don't know. I feel like the Halo community would put COD players onto my stream. They might. Yeah, people might help me with the transition if I start watch party in COD. Maybe. I don't know. The thing is, you've got like COD is very healthy in terms of content creation and like player base and popularity. You've got people holding it down. I'm not needed there, really, if I'm being honest. Like, doesn't mean I'm not going to bring value to the space and that I wouldn't pick up my own viewership and whatnot. But like, you know, you guys Scump with the watch party and a lot of other like large creators like Zuma and like Octane or whatever, like previous pros doing their own individual watch parties. Just seems like a much more populated space, but I guess the more the merrier, maybe, if we do something unique. Pyro, how you doing, man? I had hit you up about the possibility of multi PC setup or whatever, right? Dual PC setup. I don't know if you ever thought about that, like how that would look, or what I need to do. I've still been thinking about that. I just never got back to you. Hope you've been well, Pyro. It says in the blog that only the pros will vote for. Wait, no, it doesn't. It says it doesn't. Are you sure? Oh shit, each year the pro players attending Halo World Championship will have the opportunity to vote. Oh, my bad, bro. Only the pros vote. Alright, that changes things. Pro players attending Halo World Championship have the option to vote on the MVP for that year. We will also... Wait a sec. This year... Wait, no. We will also be gathering votes and awarding a special trophy for the MVP. It's kind of confusing in the way that it's written, for the record, right? Because... it doesn't specify. It's implied that the pro players will also vote on who wins it for overall, I guess. But it doesn't like explicitly say that. I don't know. It sounds like it might be the pros voting. And if that's the case, then you know, maybe it's going to be more like a renegade or something. Pyro, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hope you're okay. It's okay. You didn't need to get back to me like immediately or anything. It's, you know, it's not like a huge pressing concern. I was just having a couple rough like matchmaking grinds and thought I could really use a second PC to just get the smoothest possible experience. And I've had this one for 3 years now, right? So. Okay, fair enough, Pyro. And it would be useful. Yeah, I think going forward, it'd be nice to get myself a good upgrade. I'm doing a lot of streaming. You know, and if I can combine that with my current PC, and we got some potential for sure. Pros gonna vote Cycle? I could see pros voting Cycle for MVP for this year, but not for overall. Past our bedtime, Ugg? I don't... I mean, funny, haha. I don't know what we're doing today, to be honest, though. I know that we didn't really come on with a plan. We've been, like, just chilling. Wish I had some high-quality matchups for you guys.
Absolutely.
I'm just answering questions, you know?
To hear from FaZe was just how much confidence and trust.
Take my current PC and turn it into a stream PC using X264
like they're so
CPU.
They also use names a lot, like Needles, Zane.
What my budget is. Okay, you might have to... But that's more a DM conversation, Pyro, but thank you. Yeah, maybe you probably know better whether or not if I can upgrade what I currently have. I kind of want to, like, upgrade all the, you know, the graphics card, the RAM, everything. Just full on, almost like a new PC. Give me like a 50 series, something fancy. Yeah, I like the idea of the pro players voting as well, Josie. People the most well-informed voting on who deserves MVP gives it the most integrity, the award, right? So it's probably going to be pro player specific. I gotcha. Legend, Renegade, or Cycle, or Last Shot for MVP this year in my mind. It feels like it's got to be between Shopify and SR, and I think the winner of Charlotte will confirm, it'll finalize the MVP for the year. So keep that in mind. If Optic win it, it's Renegade in my mind, or Legend, I guess, depending on who plays the best amongst the two, because Renegade's already had this incredible freaking Arlington tournament. I could see Formal or Bound like jumping in as MVP of this specific event, but it's hard to imagine them stealing the year's MVP, just with the impact that Legend and Renegade have had statistically throughout the year, you know what I mean? And then with Cycle and Last Shot being newer to the fold and as impressive as they are, they're more likely to get it in my mind. But Frosty and World 2 have been excellent as well. I say Shopify and SR between Optic and Shopify. That's right. I snuck that in there just to make sure you guys were listening, right? It's really between Shopify and SR on who gets the MVP, okay? I finally slipped in favor of SR fans, finally. It depends on who... No. It depends on who wins Charlotte, specifically Merkin, because the MVP is decided before Worlds. So Worlds has no impact on the overall MVP, unfortunately. You could play lights out, but... basically, I think because they need to figure it out so that they can announce it at Worlds, right? So I think they got to decide it off the winner of Charlotte. Yeah. And what it would also do is it would like almost like solidify. I mean, I guess the team that wins Worlds wins the year for the most part. But like if Optic get it, they got 3 lands. If Shopify get it, they got 2 lands plus LVT. Like it kind of counterbalances the current narrative between the two teams as well. So it's spicy, you know, if you're a fan of both. Obviously, there's the opportunity for some other team to maybe jump into the mix, but it really does feel like the Optic Shopify show for #1, you know? But who knows? Maybe FaZe will surprise us, or some other team. Ryan Noob MVP. Ryan was, I mean, statistically, it's not looking like he's popping just yet, but I guarantee you he was a large component of Complexity's 4-0 sweep regain in this, right? Wait, so FaZe win this, though, right? FaZe win 3. Yeah, I was about to say, there's no way they come back on this. Should touch on how far away Royal 2 is from becoming the GOAT if he wins this Worlds. It would be cool to go check Royal 2 and Frosty's statistics if they come out and win this year or win Charlotte. Yeah, when they win Charlotte, it would be cool to go back and see, like, what their year, what Infinite has looked like for those players, because yeah, they could be in conversation for overall MVP as well.
Start to believe in themselves.
The way the FaZe have come to this event, probably the most prepared.
Covering Charlotte like normal, just me. Although maybe Hunter will come by a little bit. I'm not sure if how we'll balance that, but the overall plan is like it's mostly going to be the usual, you know, me and chat hanging out, max passion, commentating every freaking game, everything we can possibly commentate.
Well,
APG and Maniac will have their watch party from home or online. Like they might be in like a studio, but they'll be online watching it.
Propel the winner to be able to take this next win. But it looks like we're jumping into the game in just a moment. King of the Hill.
Please just shoot. But Barbosa, it was still fun. Yesterday's content was still fun. I saw your guys' messages like solo Shyway, please. But like it was still fun, right? Like we need content like this every once in a while. It's about finding a balance, you know? I want to find a balance that has me challenging myself, interacting with as many people as I can, because that's important for the community
from everyone in the league, but
and for us, I think too, for our community
right?
too.
Like depending on where the hill is, more often than not,
but yeah, I'm not gonna just like we're gonna have our thing too. You know what I mean? I feel like we're in a relationship here. You guys felt like you know. Felt like I was two-timing you guys for a sec.
In red, you can see basically
You're either way. Thank you, Barbosa.
If your teammates are in the hill in ice, you force them to spawn blue.
Check your question.
Perfect line of sight to cut them off on their route to stop the hill player. I think you're going to see a heavy red emphasis from FaZe on this game mode.
And one thing I'm looking at is...
Do I think pros will consider no GAs for the last Halo Worlds? Are you serious? No, they will not. They're not going to suddenly remove the GAs for the World Championship. No. That'd be pretty funny, though. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's the last Worlds. Let's just use the Heat Wave in the AR. Screw it, man. It'd be spicy for content, but that's definitely not happening.
Otherwise, you will get punished. You will get spawn trapped, and you will allow FaZe to 4-0.
Why do you think FaZe been choking massive... What? Leads? Okay.
Is one of the best ways to actually rotate.
Why?
I
think the longer a game goes on, the more scary it gets for FaZe. I don't know. They
what's coming up next here. We're just waiting for everybody to get ready. Meanwhile,
I don't know. I'd like to see them play off tempo a little bit better and just like steamroll teams sometimes. I feel like they wait for the perfect set of circumstances too often, and sometimes it doesn't arise, and it leads to chaos that they struggle to navigate. You know, or like certain players will get away with things that they shouldn't. Get behind them. They'll take too long. They'll take too long to clean up like two players when you know, get it going 4 dead and then the other guys spawn and they get pinched. You know what I mean? So it's like being efficient in tempo plays, like capitalizing on small opportunities and steamrolling the opposition when they come up, versus like they'll get a couple kills and then they'll pivot back to like their setup, pivot back to like holding and letting their opponents fall into their trap. But and while that's like a solid way to keep an advantage, it isn't always the best way to just like outright demoralize your opponents and win. You know, sometimes it creates more opportunities, I think, maybe for their opponents to finesse and create chaos against them. Maybe. I don't know. Team play is part of it too, though. They got to make sure that they're always like dialed in as a team, listening to the right calls, you know, activating off each other perfectly, winning individual. I don't know, so many different little components. You know what I mean? It's like there's no one way. But yeah, I think they don't thrive in the chaos like Shopify and Optic do. I think they got to set the pace a little bit more.
Chat might be good at this though.
Aquarius? Wait. Aquarius is asparagus?
Asparagus?
What comms do they have when they're throwing? I mean, I feel like their comms are pretty tempered regardless of the state of the game, you know, like and that's like something that they do pretty well, though it would be nice to see them get more hype and more like confident and whatnot. But I think that they're so considerate with the way that they communicate. That's like their style, to make sure that they all, you know, hear each other and it's clean, the comms are clean, and they can work off the correct calls. So, you know, whether they're like winning or losing, I think they keep like a pretty even-keeled kind of approach to their energy levels. They don't get too hype or too down, or, you know what I mean? Like, even when they win, it's like, it's good vibes, it's props, you know, good shit. Like, nothing's like, you know, no crazy pop-offs. What just happened? It reset the whole thing.
Yeah, honestly, like King Nick.
Conveniently, I jumped right back to where we were. And then it happened again. That's funny.
Their stats are so frequently so... Asparagus? Players off guard.
I just do it like this.
Ultimately made his reticle placement suffer as a result. So mental gonna be, this is the position that I...
The World's Fun is on the bottom right of the screen, Clumsy. We're at 1,060. Just round up. I don't know what the heck all those numbers are about, but 1,060. We spent, it costed $2,000 US, almost dead even, like, actually slightly more than $2,000 is how much it costed for me to cover the trip, the hotel and the flight, which is wild. Hotel and the flight was $2 grand.
Yeah, I love the way he's played this. Now that he's one shot, gonna take
Major starts on Friday. 11:40 a.m. Eastern is the pre-show. 11:40 a.m. Eastern. I'll be live. I plan to be live for 11 a.m. Eastern. That's what I'm aiming for.
If he hit that, but regardless, the damage has been done. FaZe got themselves in the hill, but look at the time, the complexity.
FaZe strat is advantageous for Slayer, but not for OBJ games. I mean, it's unfortunately they've struggled in Slayer and OBJ games with the way that they play under pressure in some circumstances, right? Like, it's worked well. It has also not worked well, regardless of map game type. On LAN at SLC, their Slayer was flawless, and they looked excellent in Slayer. But since, and online's a bit of a different story, but even in this LVT LAN, their Slayers were a little shakier, right? You know, they lost this in a 4-0 sweep, which is about to happen. And then the Game 7 versus Envy was frightening to witness. They barely won it.
I love this QT, by the way. I was gonna
Should watch 2021 and 2022 Grand Finals to see how the game has changed.
Extremely impactful on this game mode. You can get so tricky with it. Unfortunately, King Nick gets taken down early, so FaZe have done a good job to shut down
I'm down.
that opportunity. They've also
World Championship 2022 Grand Finals Optic versus C9. Hold on. I'm going to hit the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Before they get in the hill.
One side of the map cleared out. Rydu, the only player unaccounted for, but looks like they're able to spot him. Being a little tricky with it, though. Pops up on one side of the map and now immediately attacks the other perimeter towards this hill. A lot of time being bought for the rest of his team to get activated here. But King Nick, the first one to go down right off his spawn. Rydu may have survived, but can the rest of his team push up?
Yeah, he's just trying to deal damage, stay alive, get information. He's taking a lot of damage in the process. The sneaky second there of hill time. Let's see if that comes into play. Just trying to be as efficient as possible. And now all they got to do is clear out Snakebite in the back of red. They do so without falling, and that's a big deal.
They have numbers advantage so far, but Trippy's the one with the sniper. Will this be a game changer, or can King Nick shut him down? We immediately go down for FaZe. The final player being forced out over toward the hillside. There should be some hill time for Complexity, but FaZe, they're already off his spawn.
Yeah, honestly, Complexity totally fine to burn a lot of time off the clock during this hill. Just only half the regulation time is already burned off of the clock. Now just kind of playing the game to keep away. If it takes them a long time to capture this, they still have that lead. They're totally content with that outcome.
This reminds me back in Season 1 when Ryan's United squads could literally have won a live fire game, the hill game, 1-0. As of right now, they're running house. It's 1-0. There's just over 2 minutes on the clock. And if they go up 2-0, this is going to be huge. Why don't we go in and listen in with Complexity and see what the strategy really is?
Penguin low. Watch out blue wood. Watch out blue wood. Penguin. Watch out blue wood.
Two blue wood. Two guys trying to push red one. Two guys watch out blue wood. Pretty shields. Red. Well done. Two right.
In the hill. It's QT river. On Billy, two guys.
Oh, he's bottom. I got stuck. Oh, I got one.
More power on the map. Not because it's too powerful. It's just the balance of skill, risk, reward is not. You know what I mean? Like, skill needs to take precedent over everything.
Last get no. I'm going icebox with you, Billy.
I don't know. It's a long discussion. You know, everything is a balancing act, and some weapons, when they're not very challenging to kill with, and if they're too readily available, then they dictate too much of the game. But it's tough, you know, because spectators have different expectations and understanding of what's skilled and what's not. Moist, thank you for the sub, brother. Welcome back. 13 months. Maybe watch Orlando Grand Finals. I loved that match. Orlando Grand Finals. 2022. Maybe we watch the one that I casted. How about that? No, I'm kidding. Kansas City. I didn't cast Grand Finals, though.
Day 3 in both. You know what that means. It's
Is it? Okay, it just sounds a little chaotic.
Flank picks up one, picks up two. Nice double kill. Gets action and Penguin. Look at these numbers here.
My God!
22.3 kills per game.
Little blast from the past. Look at, they're all young. No, like 3 years ago.
Great KD as well. The man is ready to play. What a weekend it's been for Penguin. What a weekend it's been for Penguin, and what a game type this is for him as well. We looked at the statistics.
Worlds is always at Seattle, yeah.
Objectively, he is the man who who is running that flag home for Cloud9.
Picks up the AR and shreds down someone for the win. Breaks the GA at World Championship. Yeah, maybe. What's immediately crazy to me is the fact that the FOV and the layout and everything is identical to how it is today. Like, none of that has changed. The FOV, the offsets, everything is just, it's the same. But, you know.
Story for both these teams so far this weekend. Optic for the first time coming in through the winner's bracket. Cloud9 ready to upset that Cinderella story yet again.
Well, early on hit, a little bit of a gunfight going down on the bonfire, but it seems like Optic got the better at this start.
Definitely not on a Razor 8K, right?
Which means that APG, who has had a permanent smile on his face, not only because of results,
they use 95 standard FOV and standard offsets, I think. It'd be cool to be on like 105 FOV, something that's like a little farther out. I don't know, just modify it a little bit.
Of Cloud9, so tripping now last player alive for Optic. This will be
upgrading the colors for team to team, like LVT does. Maybe changing the music, the playlist, and whatnot.
They want to force the action. They want to get the flag pulled, but it's back-to-back advantages here for Cloud9.
You are going to see these games just being decided by tiny, small moments.
How many worlds? H5 had 3 world championships. Lucid with the triple. MVP year 1 Lucid right here.
And pushing them forward with a
King of the game. Eco-bound Penguin Stellar. That's the roster. Bound started the year out on FaZe. Remember that with Snipe Down? Snipe Down Boo Boo falcated with Bound. And the moment Renegade made his, at this time, questionable, criticized decision to leave C9, Bound came in and found a big opportunity.
The flag one's a little late, though. It's just a second late. Lucid will continue.
2 dead here. Optic cannot get that flag moving the way they wanted to.
Just what's up, man? Just an echo.
Clutch grenades coming in from Cloud9 somehow off of that respawn means they can refight for this flag. However, the defensive work not done yet. You can see respawns are coming in for Optic, so Eco's got a huge amount of.
This map used to be kind of fun with the thrusts in play. They spawned every 30 seconds in the courtyard on both sides of the map. So there was thrust almost always in play. Multiple players had it. And it didn't matter if somebody was holding it. The 30-second, or it was 1 minute maybe timer, 1 minute timer. The timer continued regardless of whether or not somebody was holding it. So there was just so much thrust used in the game. The shock nades were pretty nuts too. They slowed you down. They tracked you from farther range. There's a thrust in the ground right there for Formal off the camo. I do like the gameplay with more thrusts in play though. Just watching it. Gunfights are dynamic. It's thrust versus thrust combat right here. Stellar has one. Formal just used one. Can't finesse with the flag here. Sidekicks in the utils. And then we've got, I think, the combo still bottom it. Listen in. APG on the comms. Let's go.
You want to? Their high hull's going to be weak. That's last guy. Watch out. Nice. Let him know. Absolute on the commando. They're gen. Trap gen. Just keep going.
Was it a needler? It might have been a needler.
We're gonna hunt Brad. 2 on me weak also. Yeah, we're split, guys. We're split. I'm gonna go with Matt. Front base, very weak. Base. They're brick. Absolute eco. I'd have to throw. And our flag. You're dead, guys. Our shrooms. Absolute. I got 2 explode. That's 3. Let's go. Who's our flag? Very weak our gym. That was full.
Same strat we've been doing for 4 years.
Look at this. You guys are weak. Nice job. 2 dead. Watch the elite, Brad. You should be good. There's something nice, man.
The thrust was so powerful too, right? Because there was no delay on your shot.
Got back into the game from that Astro listening. It's Optic who take the lead. The first flag in the grand final goes to the green wall.
Really starting to pop.
This commando, year 1 commando, in my opinion, was the best version of the commando. It was skillful, and it took time for players to get good at it. Lucid towards the end of the year, at this point, was one of the best, if not the best commando user in the game. Foul was nasty at the commando too. It was difficult. Something about it was like the aim assist was like less forgiving. Hitting shots with it was less forgiving. It was an 8-shot kill, I think, too. What's the story with the different teams going on? What do you mean, Rafa? React to my own reaction of the pit flag game, Optic versus SSG. I made a YouTube video about. Oh no.
looks like it's a different Optic Gaming here, coming from the winners bracket in the grand finals. They are here to play and looking.
Dude, Thrust is just always in play. It's crazy.
You're watching a POV, whoever it is at the moment, it always seems to be.
Gave a lot of good incentive to drop out in that courtyard, though.
They're struggling to get out of their base. They're being pinned in by the pressure and the angles.
Yeah, pre-nerf Command. Well, it's weird because Commando had like 4 separate updates at least, maybe even 5 if you count the beta. So the post-beta update, year 1 Commando was the best in my opinion, and then it became overpowered before it kind of leveled back out to where it is now, which is like current Commando is like second best, I guess, version of Commando. Something about that old one was very skillful.
6 minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock.
Won't be screaming dead at Charlotte. Yeah.
20 seconds till that next camouflage.
Will Optic Halo win again? They absolutely could.
Go top middle, but not overextend too much. His job is just to try and
Optic, Lucid, Trippy, APG, Formal versus Cloud9. What do you mean by this story? Story with the different teams? This is year 1, right? So, coming out of the off season, post Halo 5, playing Halo 3 and whatnot, MCC, what was it, Lucid, Trippy, been a duo for a long time. APG was previously on like Envy, part of Sentinels, and then Ola, right? The squad was Lucid, Trippy, APG, Ola. And that was built in the off season, basically, right? Formal came in the mix though, partway through the year. It's good, Colorado.
Especially from a man disadvantage.
Bound had recently joined the team at this point. This might be his first event on this team, Bound, and in Grand Finals. First or second event on this team. Renegade sort of controversially left the roster after winning 2 events back-to-back and then getting second place at Kansas, I believe. And then he left in hopes of joining Sentinels, but it didn't pan out. He ended up on FaZe. And it was a weird trajectory on FaZe. They didn't really want to be together. This is year 1. This is HCS Orlando 2022. This is the event before the World Championship, the first World Championship, I believe.
Cloud9 might be able to get up to that 50-yard line.
APG was last alive. He actually will be
Lucid back on Optic. I'm trying to figure out why they're playing with BRs and heat waves again. Yeah, this is year 1 of Halo Infinite from 2022.
C9 finally trying to flood forward. Optic now inside of their base. Can they take advantage of the situation? No.
Bound's first event on C9 and his first finals. Thank you, Sitonian. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, Bound started the season on FaZe, and he revealed his face for the first time to the public ever on FaZe at the first event of Halo Infinite. Pretty crazy. Nobody knew what he looked like, and he was a top player in the game, but strictly online for years until we saw what he looked like at Infinite. Kind of crazy.
Running into players like Trippy. It's a 1v1 at the moment, which Stella will come out on top of. The Heatwave not going to be quite the weapon needed in that situation.
Relax, Ryan. It's okay, bro.
But Stella now moving forward. C9 on the
People can ask whatever questions they want. I'm going to address it the same.
Stella now being a little bit of a nuisance on those straight stairs, but look how quickly Optic Gaming just collapsed on those kills. C9
you were at the event? Let's go, Milo.
I'm in
Orlando too. Cool.
Soon as well.
Last player alive, and he was a spawner, so that's another rotation.
Yeah, APG used to have, I mean, he does have a great smile still, but I remember that he get the chant, and then he had, definitely wins the best smile award when things got hype.
Trying to chase down a couple of kills bottom middle. Eco's going to be there. APG with the help as well. 2 down on either side at the moment.
Oh, the BTB Bonanza. Yeah, that was sick, man.
Somewhat of a factor here as well as we approach 3 minutes left in this game. Now, keep
BTB Bonanza was somehow incredible content both times. Or did it happen 3 times? I don't know.
We have seen the opportunities to double cap even within 30 seconds.
Things just like organically happened during that you would never imagine would happen that made it exciting.
That's right. Never count him out here. Still 3 minutes to play and only 2 flags.
Why is he? Yeah, he ain't even ugly. Why is he hiding his face? I know. A lot of people said that, but I don't know. I you know, kind of respect his ability to like launch his career and get on FaZe. Not doing that. That's kind of crazy.
A lot of trust inbound here. You can see trying to force that one. out at the front of the base. Bound was sat up top mid, trying to give him that cover fire. And now you have Bound doing what he does best. That is causing...
See, that thrust being there is also like a source of bait for players because they think they can rely on it to finesse, so they're diving out the window, going for the thrust, using it immediately, hoping to just like outplay the fight, you know, but then dying because they lost their positioning. Bound taking advantage there. Kind of interesting. But yeah, thrust so available and didn't do anything to stall your ability to shoot, so you could rapid spam like an AR the entire duration of the thrust. It was nuts.
He's going to decide instead of the flag to pick up that camo. C9 decide the flag is the play.
Yeah, it was cool seeing Snipe down in the mix for sure. Year one as well.
And that flag has been sent home, so C9, through all the hard work, cannot get that flag back to base.
C9 got a good lockdown on this. Flag out through bottom mid. Still 2 alive, overextending on pink, and Stellar and team are ready for it. 3 dead Optic. First flag for C9, but is it too little too late? They got a minute 30 to lock him down. There's still 3 dead. They can double run this. APG alone in the util and stuck. Ooh, that was a big play from Brad getting out front, damaging Stellar. Or Penguin, sorry. He prevented the rotate by living as long as he did. Gave Optic time. It's funny. It's just like it's always been, you know? The strat's exactly the same. Just kind of like sad, bro. It's been 3 years, and we're still kind of playing the map the exact same way, you know?
No one from Cloud9 is in position to get another flagpole. Formal going to clear a little bit of room for him, though.
Wait, why'd you time out Ryan? Oh, did he say something?
Formal's chasing him down, and now Cloud9 with 3
okay, whatever. I trust you, Reese.
Of the last minute of this game, Cloud9 need to win this next team fight if they want to go forward. If Optic win it, they might win the game. That was your last player alive.
Formal low-key better with the BR?
Last player alive. Cloud9 is in the blender.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's like similarly good with the Bandit. I do think Lucid was the top player with the BR. This team in general just played with the BR meta really nicely. Like APG was great at BR, Trippy, and really good at the sandbox too. Like Trippy was excellent with the sandbox. That's a good clap back at Optic. C9 looking for back-to-back flags, and Optic with 20 seconds left, they find a third, they cement it.
15 seconds to go here. Cloud9, even with the ability they have, you don't see this happening. Stella knows it. He's focusing.
These guys were the heroes, bro. Year one, Optic was the heroes.
It's the perfect start to a grand final.
You could hear it in the audience, you know what I mean? Like the undisputed, like just the audience, the size of the audience for Optic versus other esports teams, it was, you know, just so different in year one, year two, man. Holy. 29 and 15 at a formal in that game in year 2.0. They slaughtered in the Slay category. Damn, bro. They actually went crazy. Looking for a C9 regain. So there's a Catalyst in this. That's what I was looking for. Dude, Catalyst Slayer was a thing? I forgot about that. Catalyst Slayer, bro. That's kind of what I want to watch.
We've learned anything, though. There is still
I miss Catalyst, man. It's such a like a beautiful looking map. I just don't know how to make it work balancing wise. Yeah, it's such a nice looking map.
By the way, it's so loud. I've got my headphones turned up to 1 billion, which is a technical term. Tournament.
Yikes.
Can they win on?
It's just something that never really ended, unfortunately, either.
From a championship.
And trust me, people who are watching in the
full of
arena,
Optic juice. You're in the thick of it. Yeah, I mean, audience in year one, the size of the popularity of the game, like the viewership in year one, I don't think anything can kind of trump that, you know, like
better than anyone.
Trounce that, trump that. I don't know why I said trump that. Anyway.
And tie up the series, all those thoughts will start to come back in.
Audience was popping in year one.
Number 2. Trippy, the POV we're watching, he's going straight for that sniper.
See what Optic can do off the opening. Trippy maybe gets away with the sniper. He does, and the assist. It's nice work.
That Panera bread mad late. Did your internet die? That's funny,
man.
Man.
Strategy that is from Optic Gaming. Like you say, a 3-to-1 trade, make it 4.
2 rockets, 2 snipes with OS on what, Catalyst? No. Catalyst had Skewer. Are you talking about Catalyst? What are you talking about?
Sneaky here. Not getting
2 rockets, 2 snipes.
Puck in the corner and deal some damage, but he will see 2 teammates fall.
Unfortunately for Trippy, didn't quite find the back of the head with that shot. It was the
I remember this game. Oh no, okay, I was thinking about something else.
Optic do lose a couple of players here. I
thought Lucid was going to go nuts, but it's Trippy with a snipe.
The remote detonation not good enough to take him down, but the help from APG will. Now we see ourselves at just a 1-kill game, but the pace of this game is very interesting off the rim.
Even Formal to have the patience.
Is Bizarre in the rotation on this? It's Bizarre was Bizarre taken out in place of Catalyst? Or is it still in rotation? It might be.
Slowed down a little bit, but you can see Lucid managed to pick one up. APG has no idea of this positioning coming in from Eco.
Yeah, awkward scenario for Eco there.
Will we see C9 who go 3 down here? An Optic into a 2-kill lead, even though they didn't have that overshield.
Yeah, very
Bro, what? Something about that looks so weird on the reticle. Like his reticle, I guess because he's fighting blue team.
Yeah, very well done there. It's a
Enemies are blue for him.
from Optic, and oh my
Reticle is like turning friendly color. That range with the combo is insane, bro. Pre-patch combo from that range off the dummy spawn, and he called it perfectly. You had a drop wall in this map. You had a heat wave bottom mid. You had a repulse in the bottom of B where you could like knock people off the map. Oh, Lucy going nutty.
A little bit of plasma pistol. And his teammate comes in to finish it off as well. So at 15 to 11, now a 4-kill difference between the two
combo
teams.
was really powerful.
For both these teams is going to be that overshield.
You can run, but you can't hide from
I mean, bro, it's so fast. The speed that it fires out and tracks, Bound like immediately has to back out. Wow, Lucid just shitting on everybody. Hits a clamber there. Penguin doesn't take advantage. You think Lucid in the back of his mind's thinking they're not going to repeat that because Optic is watching over my shoulder, maybe? He backs down. Doesn't even get a beatdown trade. It's crazy to me. That's how the combo should be. But you have to, like, the range can't be too OP. It's a balancing act. It's got to be risky to use the weapon. If it's just, like, you know, consistent all the time, then it's too free. Because the weapon spawns every 30 seconds in this version of the meta, regardless of whether or not somebody's holding it. I think it always spawns, right? So you got, like, potentially you could have multiple combos. I mean, bro, 180 combo deleted. This shit was so powerful, and other teams are just not taking advantage as much as they need to.
Unbelievable from this man just running the noob combo.
I do miss the drop wall. Just as like something different, like blocking like a rocket with a drop wall. It's kind of cool. Last event I attended was last year Worlds. I attended Worlds last year. Where did this Lucid go? Running the game, bro. 12-2. Yeah. If he hit it, would have been nasty.
And one thing that you and I talked about, Mark, is the fact that Cloud9 would be coming in with a lot of momentum off that big win in Catalyst CTF, but my God, has Optic Gaming ever slowed that momentum down completely in both Game 1 and now also in Game 2.
The BR, one thing I really miss about the BR is just the sound of the gun. The look of the gun, like there's just, it's so iconic. They nailed that. Like the look and the sound of the gun is just perfect, you know? But I like the counterplay with the Bandit.
Trade again from Lucid. Oh boy, Stellar though answers back. He will finally be taken down 2v2 on the map.
He nerfed himself. I mean, I don't know. Every pro had the same sort of sentiment about the weapons and the power of the weapons, you know? He was kind of a voice for the pro community. As much as he was himself, you know, for himself.
But I don't know what I prefer at the moment. Overshield in the hands of Bound or Lucid with the plasma pistol. It seems like Bound is going to come out.
Yeah, the heat wave also was pre-patch heat wave, so the range on the heat wave was deadly. You could like snipe with it in vertical. We got a Needler in play here. Bound finally get the combo. Needler was pretty deadly too. Oh, what the hell? Got behind him with the G slide.
The best of formal there with the back smack. Rare that you see something like that. It's only now a 6-kill game. They get 5.
Bound not giving up his positioning there was nice.
Back of green as well here for Optic, so C9, if they can get damage down, might be able to collapse as well.
Formal and Trippy gonna try to get out of back B, retreat to A, and they shoot together to do it. Nice team shots there. Somehow Penguin not part of the exchange, maybe getting shot from A plat, right? Okay, Optic. They just worked them back, bro. They like it looked like C9 were in somewhat of an advantage state. Penguin is like flanking out back B. Yeah, he gets preoccupied with APG. They end up shooting different things. They need to be on the same page here. If he skips like APG and then flanks and works off Bound's damage, maybe? I don't even know. Optic just like picked them apart here.
To create the opening, Penguin still trying to keep that pressure off for C9. Formal's going to come out with another one as well, and Formal almost
still wild. Yeah, that never changed. Why wire?
Formal 13-8 in this game right now, and like you said, it's a great team shot from
13-9, Lucid 15-7. APG with 13 assists right now.
Pressure on. Optic doing a great job of trading, but C9 getting a little bit closer than they were a few moments ago.
Yeah, I know. During this time, the first year was so fun because, I mean, it took a while to get content in the first year, but we still, you know, were optimistic about where the game was going and the frequency of updates for the most part, right? This Optic team looks like the current phase. They're similar. The current phase is 3/4 of the last Optic team, Rick. So it's Lucid, Trippy, Penguin was the last Optic team, but with Formal, and now we have Snakebite instead. They ended up getting back together, so yeah. How they're playing? Oh yeah, I mean, sure, because they've got majority of the players. But it's, I don't know. Different gun, different style of play, right? Like the pace of play with the BR was just slower than it is with the Bandit. The Bandit, you're flying a lot more. The pace of play is, and the way that you play off of tempo and momentum and whatnot is different. All the maps looking the same. Do we want to just like kind of skip to Catalyst Slayer? Kind of want to just see different maps, you know? I want to watch a little bit of like Bazaar or something. Like really throw me back in time to something that that was, you know, significantly different from what we're used to. Did they make it there? Yeah, C9 got a win, so they have to go to Catalyst, right? Or do they win it there? Oh, okay.
On that Halo Championship Series trophy, a major trophy, and a major step forward.
Same style or approach of play from last year. How will they win? What do you mean? If what current phase keeps the same style and approach of play that they did from last year on Optic, how will they win? Good question, because it didn't really work last year, did it?
That win for two teammates who have never had a LAN win.
Sword is on the map. Grapple. OS bottom mid. Skewer on the top right. And Heatwave, I think, as well. No way they had two. They didn't stack Sword and Heatwave, right? There's a repulse on the left-hand side of the map. Two spikes on either side, too.
Cloud9 to this position. Take yourself back to the NA Super. It was a
I miss this map visually. Like, it's just such a sick map to look at. Maybe you coming out with OS Grapple off the rip here.
You could possibly imagine.
I miss Sword, too.
APG though off the rip here is going to have
I know it's powerful, but it's just fun to watch.
All of C9 to the base.
Oh boy, just picking them down one by one. It's a 6-1 lead here early on.
You want to fix that for me, Savage?
3 players spawning off of Cloud9. Let's see how they deal with this spawn with an Astro Gaming listening. Optic Gaming.
An Astro Gaming listening.
Backed up.
Go Penguin now.
Slip. Joey, just let me know if you hear footsteps.
I honestly can't.
That's fine. That's just.
I'm watching across the radio. We're starting to pink all, guys.
Skewer.
Joey's somewhat watching our spikes as well.
Yeah.
R2 going to Car Hall. The Car Hall one eco. At least one. I'm gonna go back to Car Hall.
Yeah, listen, bait the fuck. Bait Joey. Bait for Joey.
I'm looking at Joey. I'm starting Joey.
They're just sitting.
I got our back.
Play safe. Yeah. You gotta play super safe, Brad.
Yo, one's going pink. I'm just hiding right here.
Brad, hide right here.
Yeah.
Hide right here.
Should I leave the spot or no?
No. Listen, let
me need to watch Brad. Yeah. Make sure.
I'm still sitting here. We got the three on that. Three on the pink.
They're pushing towards pink on one side. I got a pick.
I don't know what you said, Ryan, but I'm going to trust my mod, bro. Sorry, man.
Careful.
Watch out.
This is the way. I want to grab spikes.
Wise wins. Thank you for the bumper. They're welcome.
I cannot. Hey, listen, I'm about to start. Run away, guys. Run away, guys. Run away. I like the small talk, though. I'm not going to lie. The pace of play with the BR right now and the amount of time they have for communication, and it's Slayer, too, so you've got more time for communication in a situation like this. The way the map is laid out, too, kind of creates that opportunity, because the map is like a wide play space with very long sight lines, you know?
I can grapple a little less, guys.
Okay, we need to get.
I don't know.
Okay, then someone
don't let them flank us, though.
I'm liking the communication here.
Hold the car. Yep. Somebody watch. He's right here. Spike's right here. Car two.
Got one shot.
Is it a good threat?
One shot. Right here. One shot Taylor. Absolutely.
Where? We have one. Nice. Three.
That's him.
Leave that guy for a second.
You guys can go here, guys.
Behind you, Joey.
Sweet.
Ready, we go, Joey.
Joey, kill me. One shot on the door. Blue door.
Yeah, we're not gonna kill him probably.
Absolute door.
Fine. Slow down.
You're going inside.
Remember, you keep using our numbers, guys.
Yeah, let's go back to car.
Skewer is up.
Yeah, two there. They're main in one car.
Top 25.
One's car one hiding on the fucking. Grapple. Shot Penguin on grapple.
Okay, there's cuts.
Car one outside. Down. Hear that.
Left side.
We gotta live, man.
We'll jump back into the game from the Astro listening. It's just a 2.
Comms sound less hectic because the pace of play is different here in this map, and with the current meta, with the BR scenario in the game too, right? Clarity of Optics comms when you got Lucid, Trippy, APG, and then Lunchbox. You really hear all 4, you know, with Formal. It's a lot more clear, very easy to understand and receive. You know, it's interesting. Pacing of Optics comms and the style of Optics comms in the current meta, with the way Halo plays now, is blazingly freaking fast and difficult to understand unless you're really closely listening. So it's interesting. You don't miss this map at all? I kind of miss it, man, as a spectator. As a spectator, I miss it. I don't know. I think it's like it's fun, it's different, it's beautiful to look at. I mean, this looks like, you know, this is the kind of Halo play space that you hope to see in a future, like a modern Halo title. I think the map struggled with sandbox and balance. I think it had large open spaces and kind of an awkward design that wasn't always great for gameplay. But I don't know, visually it's satisfying as hell. And it also had some unique features that set it apart from other maps, like the way the grapple worked under the map with the low kill barrier, and the way that you could grapple around the back of the map in CTF. Things like that I thought were so unique, and features that we were missing in Infinite or in Halo in general. You know, little sandbox interactions like that as a spectator is welcome.
Trippy's gonna grapple this one. He makes it work, but he's getting shredded at the moment. APG trying to flood in with Bound. Trippy trying to stay alive. C9, 3 overshields in a row they can't get. And that's why the deficit seems to be getting wider and wider. Optic controlling the fundamentals of Halo here, and it's resulting in a 24-16 lead.
I don't want to time you out. I don't want to time anybody out, Ryan. I want you to have fun in the chat, brother. I don't know what you said, so it's difficult for me to, like, you know what I mean, weigh in on the discussion, but I try to support my mods because I have more of a standing relationship with them. So, you know what I mean? Like, right now I feel like, do you mind just, can we take a breather? Can we just kind of relax? Because you know, let's just kind of move on, right?
Lucid trade out a couple of kills. Bound answers back on the right side of that scoreboard now with the kill himself.
It was in comp, yeah.
Almost flying, but he can't get in position to finish off that kill. Bound as well, he gets snapped on a killing spree.
I can't read that, Ryan.
Where Optic need Formal most.
How about Formal? 8-2 in a game that they're winning by 8. Unbelievable stats from him. We talk about him as one of the most consistent FPS players of all time. He's doing it yet again here in Orlando. 29-21, 6 minutes on the clock.
8 kills the difference. Overshield coming up as well in around 10 seconds time. So there you're going to see the attention from both teams again. Locking down on that power-up. It's been all Optic so far on those power-up grabs. The difference here is not only the power-up is up, but the skewer too. Formal dips his head down.
C9 getting out with that free.
To try and get away. Strong side in around that corner.
I think also the bandit meta on this map might be tricky. I don't know. The BR rips at long range. So a play space like this, like, favors BR to BR combat maybe better. So you can just, like, snipe people with this thing. A lot of rotating on this map. Like, you bunch up together and you rotate in a circle. You know what I mean? That's something that you see a lot in this map. Because you see Optic, all 4 members sticking together on the one side and moving together as a unit, trying to win the information game, remain elusive, and then find their timing where they've got a damage advantage to, like, capitalize and, you know, flip the script on them.
They know what they need to do here. 5 minutes left on the
Draft season for teams is something that's new every year. Same old players doesn't bring in new or bigger fans crowds. Same old players. The players changed so much this year. Like, the dynamics between teams and the rosters changed so much that was the best thing about the year, Nifty. We need content from the game to supplement that as well, though. Like, the maps in this series layout, minus Catalyst, are identical to the maps we still play today. You know, that's unfortunate. It's nice to see such a diverse sandbox in this. It'd be nice if, like, there were new weapons in current Halo that were better balanced for competitive play. So you got I remember that the Pulse Carbine I almost completely forgot existed. Pulse Carbine's kind of deadly from range, too.
And what a
See, I
time
see how they're rolling like with the homies together in like a bunch, and they rotate together. Sword is already GA'd, isn't it? I think the sword is already GA'd by this point, year 1.
We gotta be fast though. We should go to do. What do you want to do here? We're gonna play to grapple this. How are we gonna grapple this? We need to push skewer. We need to push skewer. Right there, opposite side. Yeah, we should go.
You guys low sword. They're on spikes. Obi, on spikes Obi now.
Yeah, watch out, spikes. Two there,
You got spikes. In your hip.
On both sides spikes.
Watch
Go for it now, I think. Yeah, just grapple to spikes. Your Trippy's there, weak. Ovi's got on me, guys. Bullshit's lucid. Over your top door, on your top door. I don't know. Yeah, Ovi's in. Another one shot. That's one zero.
I'm up above you guys.
Nice. I'm coming. They might run. Watch out. 2 shots. I'm coming.
How you doing, Smoke?
Nice lift. More? No.
Spike nades were deadly, yeah.
Yeah, two.
Spike nades had like homing capability when they bounced around the room, right? They'd catch you from range.
Bottom sword, dude.
Spawn there. Someone get that.
Okay.
Someone get that.
Hiding bottom sword.
Look,
Formal could be on our side.
I don't know what's going on with Ryan in chat right now. You guys are provoking him by telling him that he's crying, for the record. Like, everybody's saying he's still crying. And at the same time, Ryan, you're not really making a good case for yourself when you're telling everybody to shut the fuck up. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, can we, like, what are we doing? Like, are we all children in here? You know, come on, guys. Don't stop telling him to stop crying because you're provoking him. And Ryan, you're taking the bait, and you're not making a good case for yourself with the way you're reacting right now.
One could be hiding.
Nobody's getting timed out.
Let's just keep
Please.
walking forwards.
They're in the skewer hall.
I'm about to walk at this, guys.
Yeah.
I have a repulse.
Harris, thank you, brother. So Harris.
Right there. That is just
Damn good, Halo.
Oh my God.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Welcome back. 3 months.
Look in the flag.
Going full screen, you could, but this chat's on screen too.
On me.
Doing a retrospect? I don't really know. I'm just watching some old Halo right now. We kind of came in without a plan, and chat said, let's watch old Halo tournaments.
Yeah, skewer. They're in the other flag. Yo, someone hit sword with me.
Optic with the crowd advantage.
Back into the game. Astro listening certainly told us that full focus here from Cloud9, as you would expect in a situation like this, but Optic have managed to...
I don't know, I feel like this map is like almost godlike, you know?
Kill advantage, it's 13
Certain interactions and gameplay are exciting on this map.
Great patience, great rotations from Optic Gaming, and great kills.
The placement of the nades and whatnot too for the remote dads, those are satisfying.
Further, that leads to an overshield grab for Trippy as well. Now they're up by 10.
It's just got a weird layout.
Count them down, Optic fans. As Trippy,
not about amazing, but
there's one of them. Eco down to no shields. Formal sending himself in as well. Stella, Eco's down first.
they better win this 4-1.
7 to go now for Optic Gaming.
This is what they were waiting for. The perfect time.
Who in chat recommended that I watch this one? It was a slaughter.
It's the Trippy takeover.
There's no way they make a 14-kill comeback.
And the man isn't missing. 12 and 10 on his way. Maybe, just maybe, to a first ever LAN championship. Eco gets taken down by Stella.
This is Lucid and Trippy's first ever LAN championship win, right?
Lucid picks up another one as well. Formal's 14 and 4 as they cross the 48 kill mark.
Send in Formal. 49. Formal might be the man to do it for Optic. Formal and Trippy. And the wait is over. Your champions of the Halo Championship Series, Orlando Major.
Yo, year 1 was a dream for this team, bro.
How long have they waited for this moment? You get to see an embrace there from Trippy and Lucid, and it's been 10 long months.
What a way to start things, right? Look at the boys. It's a dream for this team. And Formal coming back to Halo for the first time in like a decade and then winning like multiple championships, including Worlds.
3 weeks away from the Halo World Championship.
Apparently we're on a hype train, level 1, 31%. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Not only for this squad, but for Trippy and Lucid, a moment.
Rocking number 9. What's the significance of number 9?
You are the champions.
Months and months and months of work from this squad, working on every little detail. to perfect their gameplay, and they've done it here, and what a time to do it. Smiles across the stage as Optic Gaming will win their first LAN event of Halo Infinite.
And in front of an incredible crowd as well. The confetti is raining down.
Native Red upset FaZe at Worlds Year 1. One of the most hype matches ever witnessed. I do. They got top 3 at Worlds, right? That was pretty crazy. But the FaZe that they upset was what, Renegade? Was that Renegade, Sparty, King Nick, and
just damn good Halo. My God.
And Foul? Is that what it was? Nooms, thank you, brother. Tier 1, 5 months. Welcome back. Best investment I'll make this month. Damn good Halo. For this weekend, yeah, I'll do the best I can to make sure it was a good investment for you, brother. This weekend we're going crazy. Max hype, locking in. Want to see the one map? The one on this map where Penguin gets the kill tack with the skewer? Oh, yeah. I don't know when that happened, though. Trying to think of what was the craziest grand finals in Infinite history. I feel like some of the ones we've had this year have been pretty crazy. So grand finals 2023 was heartbreaker for the Optic fans. Fort Worth 2023. Is Bizarre in the what's in the map rotation for this? Let's see.
Not forget here, if you're just joining us, welcome to the grand final. Space Station come.
Looking for Just Infinite, or I want older Halo VOD suggestions? I think Just Infinite right now. I'm not going to stay on too much longer. It's 9 p.m. I'm going to get off pretty soon, probably. Optical. Here, wait. Christian, you're all wrong. It's late for me to allow that, Dustin, but I think you're correct with what you were trying to say here. Antagonizing him and getting him angry. You guys are doing that exactly, Dustin. Either block him or just leave it alone. And Ryan, it's not that serious to get so upset over it. You're back and still, yeah, exactly. You're back in the chat. We could just hopefully move on, Dustin. I think that's probably a good way to look at it. Is chat's not doing a good job of like de-escalating the situation, you know? Where's the series layout? I want to see a map that we don't normally get to witness. Aqua. I was hoping for like Bizarre. Argyle? Argyle? I'm gonna watch it. Argyle CTF. Wait, SSG are up 3-0. This has to be an insane regame from Optic then, no? Do Optic win Fort Worth, don't they?
So far shut him down to a KD of just below 1.0. Can they do it again?
Penguin and Formal, we looked at them coming into the series. That's the difference. Penguin outperforming them at the moment.
Let's not forget, Formal was big on the KD as you saw coming in here. And of course, SSG has so far shut him down to a KD of just below 1.0. Can they do it again? One game away from resetting our grand final.
I miss Argyle too.
Can Optic Gaming stay alive and still try to win it here?
This map is red as hell, bro.
Another opportunity.
It looks like kind of too red right now.
The best snipers in the world.
Looks like they're in a sauna or something, you know? It's like
on a highlight reel for us here. Such a difficult map to score on, though. We've talked about this a lot, Andy. We saw really struggle station go to a double overtime.
That's just part of the video.
A little bit earlier on. They really struggled to get this game under their belt. Maybe there's some good signs for Optic there.
You have to think with the
I think like even Lucid wanted it out for the record.
For Optic Gaming to catch
like
their breath.
people wanted change
in this series, a slower game type.
It wasn't that Argyle was a bad map. It was that like
2-1.
We just wanted something new and exciting, and what we got unfortunately wasn't better than what we had.
Find their footing here in the grand
but like if we got a map that was somehow better than Argyle, like we would all be happy right now.
So much respect for our observers, by the way. They catch so much of the action.
Damn, that's a wild spawn right there.
It's very easy when Stella gets a snipe because he'll just run at you and get.
This spawn was on the left-hand side.
Unbelievable.
The team spawn on the right. This is ridiculous. This is just part of the broadcast.
Whipped and 2 dead. Here comes the flag run.
Trapped at the back of the base as well.
SP Quadrant beat Optic in top 4 at Arlington, or FaZe versus Pure last year at Worlds. The matches were insane.
Almost got it past the 50-yard line. 2 dead for Optic again. Penguin's out of here. He's got that flag back home almost.
I can't even.
Around the base. He can't even find anyone.
I'm just gonna agree with you. I'm sure.
He wins it.
I'm blanking.
Stellar had to look around to find the
FaZe versus Pure last year at Worlds was really exciting. I remember that one. FaZe won it, but Pure like almost clutched up in that recharge. Just keeps freezing.
Look around to find the opponents. He gets the killing spree. The flag goes in. Space Station
I think it's just a
already
bugged out
leading 1-0,
broadcast.
and it takes them less than 2 minutes to get the first flag on the board.
This is terrifying from SSG.
Vent warfare. Yeah, the vent was so powerful in this map.
Finally, they're slowed down a little bit. The pressure
That was probably
is
one of the
still
issues
on
with the
Optic
map, was
Gaming
just
side of the map, though.
how impactful you could be from the vents.
Can't buy a kill at the
You
moment.
got a QT in the center there,
Can't get a
too.
kill at the moment.
This was during Stellar's reign of terror, bro. 2023 Stellar with the snipe.
Well, Stellar's got another sniper rifle.
Yeah. But is this the one that they won, though? They won SLC when Stellar went insane. And then I think Fort Worth, Optic might have won this, but they're down 3-0.
Finally, Optic get up to that 50-yard line. Bound picks up the first kill, though. Lucid has a sniper rifle.
Praised
himself.
MVP
He's
for
gotta
2 years,
try
for 3 years,
and match
low-key.
what Stellar has been
But
doing.
yeah,
If
maybe,
Lucid
I don't know.
can
Yeah,
catch
he's
fire
been in the
way that we
conversation
know
for a
he
while.
can, that's Optic's way back into this game if he can hit a few headshots.
You're absolutely right. I think the Optic Gaming roster needs to realize and remember, still just a one flag game here, even though that might have been a little bit deflating and disheartening to see that flag go in as fast as it did, with as difficult as they are in Argyle. Still a lot of games still to play.
Nothing more skill supportive than making teams focus on things other than practicing specific maps? What do you mean? Sorry.
As Lucid now starts to hit a few shots, you can see him in the kill feed. Pressure starting to come in, but does have some supportive teammates here. I find it difficult to get any kind of clear angles.
Every comp map should be in rotation and let fans vote for the series? Well, if you have too many comp maps in rotation, then everybody has to scrim everything. And you know what I mean? Like, you kind of want to have like a dialed-in circuit for the year, but you want to mix things up every year. So I would say you don't want like an overabundance of maps and modes. You want like a good core selection and a balance. I think right now we have a good amount of maps and modes, but like just a lot of stuff that we've been playing with for a long time. You know,
you can already tell.
we could do with like more new play spaces in place of stuff that's already existing. The issue is the stuff that's already there is so good, it's hard to find a replacement that's better. We need new dev maps, is what we need.
Stella's got that big stick again. Finally going to be taken down though. The run will be stopped. Former going to be challenging aggressively. Eco! Wow. I tell you what.
Argo was fun, yeah.
Had no right to get that trade.
Skins look good. Skins back in the day, I feel like were better too, because they were more straightforward. You know, like they were just repping the team. They didn't try to get too fancy with it, to the point where you couldn't even understand whether or not it was like a phase skin that you were looking at or whatever team, right? So I kind of appreciate the OG skins the most.
That first flag on the board.
Just because they were straightforward.
They don't need to push the pace. No intention of getting too aggressive.
Eleven is winding down a good tournament setup would be to throw all maps and players and let fans vote. That'd be good for a tournament outside of the HCS circuit, but not in the HCS circuit, I think, Rob. Throw all maps at players and let the fans vote. Let the fans vote for like which maps are chosen. I don't know, it's a weird concept. What do you mean? The fans vote on the series layout? Like, how do you figure that out? That sounds like really complicated. Certain teams play better on some maps than others. Like, what, the fans are going to vote for the ones that the team... You know what I mean? Like, what? Whichever team has the most fans is going to get the best series layout every time. Midship has performance issues. Argyle's a Forge map.
No, I'm here. Right here. Yo, they're Vant, Penguin. Twice. So bottom end, he's going for base. Our base, one shot out. One shot up, around. Nice.
Find their side, guys. Find their side for me.
One is still their Vant. One is still
their side.
Pushing.
Flattened.
They're one side, weak, go. I'm here, is he weak? Yeah, weak. Let's do that one. They're caution. Caution.
He's one shot their Vant.
Kill one guy. Nice, guys.
Oh my.
He got me.
There's one elbow.
One just spawned. Two up. Make sure we get kills if we need to.
Good communication, an excellent pivot from Lucid right there to support APG. APG got out of the base fast enough to avoid the players spawning in back base on top of them. They all got the elbow spawn, and Lucid positioning addressed it perfectly. Should be their flag.
Yo, our elbow, guys. Our elbow. Stack us up.
Solitude King was taking out the rotation, yeah. So it's like Streets, Oddball, and Solitude King were taken out, and Lattice was added. But that was like heavily criticized by the pro community, even though they're maps that we've been playing for a long time. Like Streets Oddball we've been playing for a while. We want something new. But it's like, was Lattice
Trippy was your last player alive.
the
He will be taken
like
care of. Here
an
comes
exchange
another
that
SSG
people
run, and this could
appreciate
be a
over
heartbreaker
Streets?
for
You know,
Optic if this next flag goes.
it's like Streets as a dev map is just just high quality. You know, I don't know. It's kind of like a core map in the game. If you're gonna replace it, you got to replace it with something like undeniably incredible. And Lattice is like was a big question mark. It's not bad. It's just you're taking out a main staple. It's always like a tricky balancing act. Sometimes difficult decisions need to be made, and maps that people appreciate need to go.
They're 3 dead again after that flag cap.
That said, though, only having Slayer Streets as the only version of Streets in the game, which is the weakest game type on Streets in my opinion, is a big shame. King of the Hill, Strongholds, can they not like reconfigure that and try it? Who knows?
For both of these teams, and
Yeah.
he slides out.
I like
He
Streets
gets this
King.
one round the corner. Eco's got his colours
Bizarre
as well.
Catalyst,
Stella
Argyle,
picks up
Detachment,
one.
Starboard,
APG with a
Behemoth,
fight to
Interference.
win.
What the
A
fuck?
fight to win for Optic
Majority of
to
those
keep
maps are
alive, but
CTF.
Countbound beat him. Can he win this race?
Doesn't hit the drop side right away. That results in a flag fumble momentarily, and
That
APG
worked.
as a follow-up gets the next kill as well.
What a play from APG, by the way. He might have just kept Optic alive in this game.
Interference was okay, but it definitely doesn't have enough fans to justify coming back to competitive, that's for sure.
APG putting Optic
It wasn't terrible, though. I kind of enjoyed it in matchmaking.
Favor, I'm calling APG unbelievable to win that battle from the bottom of his base, from the depths of the map, then wins another battle in the mid-map, then gets your flag return and keeps your team alive. Still just down by
Yeah,
one
but it
flag
wasn't
here,
just Optic getting 250 0'd for the record. That map had like a lot of moments like that. Like same issue with Interference, where you would go on huge runs when you had control. It was like a little bit too easy to snowball the game. That was insane and abound. What the hell was that?
Lots of time for them to work with. Oh my.
Freaking up on a 90 vertical. Lucid hits him in the body, but he trades it with a sticky. That was slick.
Just hit us. Oh, I'm dead.
Cheeky reversal there coming in the stick. Of course, Bound hits an angle like that. Two of the best players to ever play the game up against each other. You're going to get a guaranteed good battle just like
No
that.
thought put into the idea, really. The idea of taking teams, picking maps based on this is our best, we practice this the most, and letting teamwork speak for itself.
Ridiculous stick coming in from Bound, but Lucid's got that sniper rifle again.
Okay.
QT going to be here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we're sort of indirectly addressing what you're talking about as we continue the conversation.
Is it still moving here for Optic?
More maps would be nice, but the maps have to be good. That's important too. There's also a limit of how much you can have for maps and game types in the circuit at one time. So every year you want something refreshed.
Bound trying to cut that off for SSG, as you can see on the player outlines.
I don't think Bomb needs to be in the rotation too badly.
Go back in for that flag.
You know, something else could have maybe favored it, but anyway.
There was an opportunity.
We've seen this movie before. Stellar here with the sniper
Interference isn't okay, but Solitude is okay. No. For Strongholds, Interference and Solitude Strongholds were both like kind of problematic. They snowballed hard. And that said, if certain changes were made to the sandbox, that might have helped prevent it. For Interference, though, the spawns outside were brutal. Like, they need to make a couple subtle changes to the layout of the map, like the cover on the map, for the open field section of Interference to make it play a little bit better. Plus sandbox changes. Solitude needed sandbox changes. Maybe an OS instead of a camo in top mid. Would have been big.
3 dead. Stella now left on his own once more.
Oh, no.
Doesn't even need to get the beat down.
This is God Stellar, yeah? SS Jesus. This is the origin of SS Jesus. Just a month before this tournament, SS Jesus was born.
They still have the advantage. Can they convert? That is the big question. Shots like that.
Dirty snipe out of formal.
3 dead again for SSG.
Minute 40 left. Optic down. Do they make an insane grapple play? I think something insane is going to happen. 3 dead. Missed the spawn snipe. They both spawn on top of each other. What the hell? Optic still haven't pulled flag.
Hasn't pulled yet. They're trying to get these kills first.
Yeah, because I think Optic pulled back a 4-0 reverse sweep if they win this tournament. Oh, for me. That looked clean. Optic with numbers. They got to be pulling this, but the players are weak. They're pummeling off a bait and switch, trying to give the team an opportunity to pull the flag out. They got a conga line with it. Oh, this is kind of sloppy, to be honest. That did not go as it should. With a minute left, how do they save this? Unless SSG win, bro. Unless they win, I don't know.
And the flag
How the hell did they save this? They went 4 dead with a minute
Flag
left.
comes back home on the sheer presence of Bound on the back stairs.
Sniper
There was
available
not
and
enough
Eco
of a
looking
flood,
for it.
Not enough of a
They can't
collapse
just
for
dive at it for
Optic
free. They got to bait.
And somehow Bound
Formal's already dead. This has got to be over.
Flag stop before it even leaves the base. 40 seconds left.
And now Stellar's flying
They don't
forward.
win this one
He
in
said,
Game
"Okay,
7 of the
that's enough our
reset.
base, Optic. We're coming for yours."
Oh, is that what
He couldn't
happens?
get the last kill
Is
with
this
4
this
dead
is
for Optic,
pre-reset?
and wouldn't this be a kick in the guts for them to find themselves in a position to maybe tie this game up? Now you're having to defend your own
Oh,
flag.
yeah.
Stellar.
No.
Oh my God. Repulses
My bad,
stay
my
alive
bad.
From the grenade also gets an angle from the
They gotta run
skies.
it.
He's going to keep going with this.
Charlotte starts Friday.
Forcing it
Friday.
Forward, Optic 3 dead,
This is
and
over.
it is going to be the case. It is going to be the horrible pill to swallow. As Formal is last alive, it's just they.
And just 65.
Time for a bevy here in the car.
It's a bracket reset. My bad.
I think they could just.
Pit CTF. I miss Pit CTF too, man. Any maps that stayed in comp for like a significant period of time were not bad, bro. I guess we'll go Pit CTF then.
Capture. Not one.
Launch site, no way. Tony on the dash.
G fans were certainly loud in Salt Lake City. The Optic into it. Give CTF.
Well,
Imperium.
I don't really miss Pit CTF in matchmaking, even though it is sort of in matchmaking still. I miss it as a spectator. Again, this wasn't my favorite map to play in matchmaking.
Bracket reset off.
Tell you what, for those of you who came here in the room in Fort Worth, you got what
Pit's,
you came
yeah, Pit is
for.
also pretty played
A
out.
fantastic
Of
grand
all the
final,
maps to
4-0
remove,
in
I
full
respect
SSG
this
resetting
decision.
the bracket.
Pit's in like
Sending
freaking
Optic
4
technically
Halo
to the
games.
elimination
It's
bracket
pretty
as
played
well.
out.
And as you say, Mark, one series to separate.
Pit's too damn
these
big?
two
I
for all the
disagree.
marbles
Pit's
here
not, in
Fort
this
Worth.
game, it's not too
Yoshio's
big.
gonna go into the
I disagree.
chest of bounds, start things off, and Trippy did open
But
up
it's
with
just
a double
it's
kill,
played
so
out.
he should
It's a
have
fun one to watch though because the pace of play
used it to get
is
that double kill.
like more structured and more varied because the layout forces the pace of play to be that way, right? Sight lines are limited to like tight corridors
Everything's evened up now. Ooh,
until you choose specific routes in the map, like Sword here. 2 rocket kills in the feed, by the way. Is it 2 rockets right now? I think it's got to be just 2 rockets.
Did he connect with that? Has he taken the shields down, or will Formal be able to survive in this situation?
Do you think a
Formal
wild
buying so
card
much time,
game
and
slot
here
would
comes
work
the
in
Optic
each
Health
series?
cover
Just
up
like a
as well.
completely
Formal's
random
still
map
alive.
game
APG
type, but
gets
no one
one,
knows what
and all
it'll
of a
be
sudden,
until the
APG finds
matchup?
himself on the back foot with
I
that
think it
round.
would be fun as like an exhibition or like a side type event. It's just, I think competitive integrity is big. I just wonder if that would be good for competitive integrity, like having some random. It depends on the extent of what you're talking about. Like, you know, if it's within reason and it's a map that pros have some sort of practice on it, then I think it'd be okay.
Very
But
important set of plays from Bound at the top tower to
You know what I
stop
mean?
that flag run. You feel like in that situation, as the next push develops, Optic Gaming needed just a little bit more pressure on tower from the first BR from Needles. They weren't able to do that. It kind of let Bound really get away with murder.
So this is like pre-drop wall removal on this map as well. Pre-bandit, pre-drop wall, right? 'Cause we played this out with bandit for a little bit too.
As Optic Gaming once
Looks like
again
Taco
pushed
Bell.
across that
Yeah,
boundary.
this wasn't updated though. This is how it ended up being.
Bound trapped in the corner.
Because the first iteration of this map did look like a Taco Bell. Like when they showed the beta, the boxes are in different locations. I remember that. The boxes in the bottom of the base, they're on the sidewall, so you can't conveniently jump up. You have to go off the sidewall, jump up. Good conversion at an Optic. Should be guaranteed. Nobody's wall kicking the flag. You can wall kick, but nobody's doing it yet.
Is coming home for Optic Gaming.
Optic Gaming run it home, and all of a sudden the Optic fans make a little bit of noise here in Fort Worth.
Like we said, they needed a reason to believe. They needed something on the board. And it comes in the form of the first flag cap and the first
There we
item
go.
on the scoreboard for Optic Gaming here.
Double kill for APG, rockets in his hands, and I've said this before, but no one knows this map better. Every single inch.
Every game someone is like
APG
9
knows
and
it.
2. Trippy right now.
And now he's gonna rocket
Yeah, there's
away
usually
with as
somebody
well.
that's kind of
Bound has that
popping.
overshield, though.
Big part of the reason why one
APG
team's
does a
winning.
great job to negate that. Now, if he can take Bound down,
So APG ended up trading the BR, and he kept the heat wave. I respect it. Got his BR back.
taken down though.
Heat wave was so valuable. They ended up taking the heat wave off this map because of his range, right?
Green, pushing our green. Tap shields, pushing our green,
now, timing. Our green, nice. They're green also. There's two, sniper down. Sniper courtyard. I'm gonna watch your long. You could've just looked it up, I don't know.
Keep in mind that G sliding was a little bit harder to do in year 1 than it is
But
today.
they just keep playing for Matt Sniper.
Hot wire. It's a little bit harder to do back in the day.
Okay. Yep. Just keep getting different angles here, alright?
Shooting Grim.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, sniping sword. He backed up.
Yeah, they're S2, they're S2.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sword with Heatwave, okay? I'm going sword with Heatwave.
Yeah, sniping and sword. Here.
Shield, 2 guys mid versus 3 swords side right now. 3 swords side.
Sword now.
I'm half shields. I might get hit.
So comms on this map were unique as hell because of the pacing, right?
Yeah, I hear them walking on me.
I'll short him, bridge.
Yo, mid-bridge right now.
I'll short him out.
Sword zone, on a bridge.
What? 2 guys on custom. They're hitting our training. 2 hitting our training right now. 2 hitting our training.
Our cuts guys.
When they went back. Our sword still. Our sword still sniper.
Our sword sniper, I got one. Sword window.
Yeah.
Core sniper.
Season 4, they were very hard to do. They were inconsistent almost. I didn't like it, but low-key it was skilled.
But
I'm glad they brought it back. Or they improved things.
Guy around here.
Yeah, Heatwave was... I hear that. We need to get this next Heatwave.
Absolutely long seller.
Always the first Tuesday of October. Is it not Wednesday, bro? It's Wednesday.
You're first.
I'm pushing baller. I'm playing court. I'm in court.
First. It's Mauler.
It's on Mauler.
Watch out, go behind me, guys. Our side. Our
side. Two first. We can go.
Well, a little bit of a surprise listening, but we heard what Optic are all about. A defensive stand initially, and now they get aggressive. A killing spree for
Couldn't they replace a sniper on some maps with a heat wave with reduced ammo instead of a sniper? Nah. I mean, between the sniper and the heat wave, what's a more satisfying power weapon? Like, not just from a skill perspective, but from like a playmaking perspective. Like, sniper is satisfying to watch, no? Do you think the heat wave is more exciting than the sniper?
Takes down Lucid, should be a pretty comfortable double kill for him. And that's exactly what it will be. Now, Trippy, you got another battle to win.
Sniper's pretty freaking iconic.
He's on a double.
That was clean as hell, Bound. Nice.
Off the wall to get that angle would have caught anyone.
Ooh, I like that. Hit a G slide, repulse for a different angle to the top of the tower. Yeah, avoiding the lift.
Still 2 dead for Optic Gaming.
Oh, big defensive play there with that sidekick.
Sure,
Space
yeah.
Station, keep the pressure on though. Keep flooding forward. APG moving through the pit will take down
next
Trippy.
Taco Tuesday. Oh, my bad.
Going to be taken down as well. 2 dead for SSG. This is a dead push.
Is it 2 sidekicks on this map? One on each side of the, no. Sidekicks are in the base, and there's 2 ARs. This map was insanely packed with weapons.
This would be big if Lucid could steal the snipe as well. Stellar might think
Sidekicks Bloom and, like, shot rate of fire were different back then here, too. Had more Bloom, it was, like, spammier.
So Optic have the advantage. Having a sniper rifle on the map, SSG, they have none.
Yeah, Lucid takes their snipe, plays it off immediately.
To deal with, and all the time that he's distracting, you know that the rest of Optic are moving up. Stellar comes back for revenge and gets it.
Important shot there from Stellar. If he lets that go longer, there's a good chance it ends up.
Yeah, it's a cool feature, Bobby.
Needed that on the push. Here comes Trippy back.
Again, like I like the on specific maps like Aquarius, the heat wave is a cool idea because it's a map that where a sniper can't work, right? It's like there's an area where the shotgun can be the focal point, but the heat wave, it's just a powerful weapon and balance is important. Josie, thank you. Let's go. A $1 super chat. Appreciate you, Josie.
What a story Trippy's been on Cross.
You were at this event?
He's becoming
Fort
one of the best
Worth?
players in the game in, game out, statistically.
Was it a life-changing experience?
Well, alongside the mid-bridge, as you say, less than 5 minutes left in the game, and Optic Gaming, for the first time in our grand finals, is outslaying their opponents. Right now, it's 49-36.
Cocaine dealer. I like that.
Lucid trying to stay alive as well, but the help is now coming, and all of a sudden, Space
Yeah, those are, aren't they blue light filter
Formal has to win this.
glasses?
Formal does win this.
Good for the eyes.
Formal might be able to take down Stellar as
Formy
well.
coming out with 2.
Huge defensive plays.
Looked a little windy, but he pulled it off.
Is that an indication? Is that telling us that we have a different Optic Gaming in these grand finals? That's the question.
It's just got to be the 2 rockets, right? Just spam 2.
The Rockets have been
Cuts the angle, Lucid picks it up, full 4 dead for a second, spawners in tower, cooking him with the OS. Just flip the spawn over the right side elbow. Needles. Baller, whatever. This is awkward. They don't have like a... They still get the pull, okay. They didn't have like a shell. Lucid just like came straight into the center of it with spawners on both sides. Like the Terminator. That's why they lost the flag. Yeah, the spawns are like so mixy here, right? Normally you want like a perimeter on one side, like nobody's on his right now. Lucid is so far forward in his advance of his team, the spawn system is giving spawners to right and left side.
Up here by Lucid and Optic looking
Something about the timing of the push is awkward. APG's coming in from down low on the tower.
Lucid was wise to it. He'll trade again. It's another 4 dead for SSG. Here comes what could be Optic's second flag run.
Treat that him.
Needs to clear out Stella though. Optic know this more than anyone. They're not going to force this flag. They're going to play for the kills.
They don't get him though.
This time it doesn't work.
Game used to be a lot slower.
Pressure
I know.
on the base was enough.
Corner camping with AR.
Found. Shredded. Well, that's
G8! Thing is, there were so many other weapons that, like, this was kind of whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the heat wave and the sidekick were so effective that, like, that was just like another thing that you could do, you know?
Minute. Optic Gaming is closer to closing out this first game, but still 3.5 left against SSG.
My old video from this?
Can they hold?
That's cool, Joshy.
Well, we're going to find a heat wave here. Can't quite get it. There we go. Fix that one up. As now he can
I got a video studying optics communication on Pit CTF
no idea, maybe
from around this time
maybe
period.
SSG
Yeah.
looking a little bit flustered here. Still time for them to play with. But that's the second time we've seen Eco kind of caught off guard on the tower.
I think it's really like we talked about. Optic Gaming needed a game type like this. Find some footing.
It is still GA.
Allow yourself
Dustin,
to talk through
sadly.
each and every play. Empyrean CTF really offers you that luxury.
They changed the spread in the vertical, so it's not as powerful from range, which is a good decision, but it still spawns every minute after use because it's a tier 2 weapon on Aquarius. If it was a tier 3 power weapon and spawned in a set timer, like every 2 minutes, 30 seconds, something like that, it might be like a better balancing act.
Look how Trippy and APG stack long haul. You can almost bet they're going to get this kill. They do. It's a perfect piece of teamwork there. Take a look. Lucid just quarterbacking from the top turret.
Don't miss any of the
He's able to know
shotties.
exactly what they need to do around the long haul and the needles to pick up those kills.
I will say though, this game plan from Optic is risky because if they don't get the kills, they give up their side of the map and they will be forwarded on their side of the map.
Exactly what you're talking
has
about.
to hit shots. As now
It'd be cool to have a gun like a railgun or something, you know? Like a weapon that has like sort of like shotgun capability. Like the railgun has like a splash damage component
The defensive play works.
and like not quite the same range as a sniper. You know what I mean? He was good on a map like Fathom in Halo 5. That was like a mid-sized map, like an Aquarius in Infinite. But it would need to be very difficult to use in Infinite to be balanced. Something like a railgun would be sick.
Your last player alive here. He gets him without trading. It's big. That'll be
Clean.
another 4
That should be game.
That
Or
flag will
flag
continue
it.
running.
And probably
You can
game.
bet It is going home.
APG is decimating.
Brad's popping off at the end.
He clears the way for Trippy. But the green wall gets
No, that's not going to
down.
happen.
One
Solidify.
flag at the moment, but in about 5 seconds time,
Nobody's
it's gonna be
practicing
two.
with it, you know?
Optic,
Nobody's
their
practicing
second
with
flag
it.
on the board.
And with 1:12 on the clock, you feel like that is the salt in the wound, the icing on the cake.
Only GA you didn't understand was Disruptor. Yeah, Disruptor was a weird one, man. It didn't really need to be GA. Ooh, slick out of Trippy.
Steps on that landmine again, and now
Back
it's just a
at this point in the meta, I feel like that was a lot cooler, and then it became like more and more obvious, you know? Nowadays, in matchmaking, that's done all the time.
as Trippy approaches a
It's so clean, though.
30-kill game.
Shooting nades with BR, I feel like it's easier though
Make
too,
no
right?
mistake, take a look at the kills category on the space station side. Trippy almost doubling that of anyone.
Skewer is
on the
underutilized, I
SSG
agree.
squad. 30 seconds left.
But it's about finding the
30
right
seconds
map
left.
that incorporates
Just
it.
about enough time, you would say, for SSG if they are perfect with this run.
People didn't give APG credit. That was a constant
Looks like
argument
it's not gonna happen, though.
throughout his
Shudeno
time on
for
Optic, the entire time he was there.
with
So
the
like,
sidekick,
I remember
pressure
this
coming in
moment,
now.
and people were like
20
gashing the
seconds left on the
APG and his
game clock.
stats, right? Because this
It
was
will
like a
have
big
to be
moment.
back-to-back. It will
Then there
have
were
to be
other moments where it was
perfect. But again,
controversial, you know.
you've
So this
got
was
to
definitely
deal
like
with
that was
four.
a big
He'll
APG
find
moment.
one. He'll find two. Make it a
Formal with the 3.
3 dead. He shuts down SSG.
Disgusting. 4. Insane.
Seconds away from the overkill, but what's
That's a
most
statement
important,
game 1.
as Lucian looks towards his teammates for the Optic side, is they will take
Give him a map with
game
vehicles,
number 1
yeah.
of your grand finals reset.
Don't go anywhere. Optic are back in this series. And those emotions have changed. Optic refocused, revitalized, and up 1 in the bracket reset.
How quickly things can change. And I do love that a member of the Green Wall has...
I know we're like midway through this and enjoying the trip down memory lane. I think I'm going to turn in though, guys. 9:30. I want to have some dinner. I'm just trying to figure out who I can send the viewers over to.
Along with the rest of the Optic Gaming roster, they will outslay outplay their opponents in that game, 89 to 57. Yeah, he's back in it.
I think I might send you guys to Butoria. I ever see Hex eavesdrop with Crim6? He said the teammate who taught him the most was the Halo prodigy Dursky. Really? Dursky works for Halo Studios now, right? Showed him some. Showed him some players don't care about stats. Yeah, I mean, I never interacted with Dursky, so I don't know, but that's pretty cool. What's the plan for the weekend? Watch party solo? No, and that crazy motherfucking Hunter. APG is watch partying with Maniac for the weekend, like usual, right, Verb? So it's gonna be mostly me. Hunter might come by. Still haven't fully figured that out, but mostly just the usual, like solo watch party, locking in Max Passion, commentating everything, you know, getting hype. This is probably the last stream before that happens, by the way, too, guys. Join them low-key. What, in their call, their Discord call? Yeah, maybe, I don't know if I can come by the Discord call at some point in the weekend. I like what we do, you know, so we'll see how it goes and how the vibes are on Friday, you know, with the pace of things and whatnot. I'm not going to the event. I'm going to be at home the whole time through. What's his name? Fierce Elite, I think, is coaching FaZe at this LAN, which I think he coached them before, but not this version of FaZe. But anyway, more to talk about on Friday, okay? So I'll leave you guys with that. I'm going to send you over to Butoria, give her some love. Can't wait to just get it going with Friday. Max Passion. I expect you guys to be there. Let's break some records. Let's have a monumental freaking weekend. This is the second last ever Infinite HCS Major, so big deal. Friday, guys. Friday morning, 11 a.m. That's what I'm shooting for. And with YouTube, thank you, Josie. Rob Nor, is it Satra Live? Satra, or Pedro, thank you, man. How do I give to the World's Fund? Super Chats? No, you have to be on Twitch, Pedro. If you, on Friday, are open to jumping on Twitch and donating there's a link on the Twitch it's through PayPal, and that goes directly into the fund. GG's, Jamie. Thank you, man. Super chats mean a lot too. It just doesn't go into the fund on screen. That's all. So if you can't do that and you super chat, that's okay too, brother. Don't matter. Or, you know, don't worry about it.